ask you, do you think there's a higher likelihood of them doing it than not doing it? Like, would you take it at a higher than 50% chance? Do they have more than 50% chance of doing it?
I predicted Paper X to win anyway, so like I have them in the upper bracket. I think it's really funny though that you're like hype about this predicting fan interaction. Finally, you get something right.
I've just been blown out of the water.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, well, we'll let that one simmer for 2 seconds. 1, 2, perfect. All right. Now, we're minutes away from our first match of the day, but first, it's time to play a game. As you know, I love games, all right? Big game fanatic. And with the crowd here, we're going to do a good old-fashioned fan or fraud, and look at that beautiful face. That's back when I had hair. All right, here we go. Let's see. So the rules are simple.
Is there hair there?
Nah, it's something.
No.
We're going to see 2 signs, and you have to decide which one was made by a fan or from our audience, or which one is fake, okay? Drawn by our incredible artistic producer, Alex, who she's got quite the gift.
Okay.
In any case, though, let's see our first one. Here it is. I got them right here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was like looking around. Am I doing something?
Here's the first one. Which one is the fraud?
Oh, I mean, the artistry is so good on both of those, actually.
Yep.
I think I've seen the one on the left.
I think I've seen the one on the left too.
I think I've seen it.
I have fraud take. That's supposed to be Jet on the right, but she has the purple eyes. That's right.
Oh, exposed!
Oh, damn, exposed. Exposed. Let's see. So you're going A?
Yeah, we're going A.
What
with the
about
fan.
you,
A is
crowd?
a fan.
A? Yes?
A is the
Oh,
fan.
you just call it. Well, it was A, right? Okay, never mind. Yes, it was A. There it is. Mimi usually does this, but she's not here. She took a day off, lazy bum.
So you're
All right,
showing
here
the
we go.
fraudulent ones.
Oh, God, I almost show the other one. Hello. Moving on. That's why Mimi does
Didn't
it.
see anything.
All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see what we have here. Very curious. We have some talented fans in the crowd
They're
today.
really good.
Yeah.
They are very
They're
good. Yeah.
really good, and they come up with lines that I steal all the time.
Okay,
like
two
Fnatic
Fnatic
is my
ones.
favorite boy band. I use that one in the cast.
Ooh. So this one specifically, Fnatic is my favorite boy band, Happy Birthday Chronicle, when they lost to Loud. That had to be on that day. Or We Love Fnatic with Bosa with a smiley face.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying production wouldn't have created a Happy Birthday Chronicle because it has its limits temporally. Think temporally.
So which one is it?
I think Josh is on the right path, but it's a red herring. It's A.
It's A
Fan
is the
is
fraud.
A. No, A is the fan.
A is fan. Crowd, what do you guys think? A? You guys say A?
They go with Josh. They go with Josh.
Okay, and it is A.
Wait.
This is
that's the fraud.
That's
This
the
is the
fraud?
fraud.
Oh, that's
This
a
is
nice
the
one.
fraud.
I like that. You should toss these out into the crowd
Oh,
so
yeah,
they
here
can
we
use
go.
them.
Here, you want to sign here? Come over here. Take this thing. Thank you, Sideshow, for helping me do my job.
Yeah, what's
Here.
it? Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
that's the jet.
No, but pass this out. No, that's just going to fall over there, Josh, you bum.
My
You
bad.
almost broke the show. There's like a bunch of cables down there.
Can't do anything with these people. All right, let's see now. Next one. We got 2 more minutes.
Why am
Time
I
is a
drum
ticking.
rolling a
Let's do this.
topic?
All right, here we go. Let's go, Little Bro or W Key Gaming PRX. I won't lie. Well, actually, I don't know. I have a vote, so I shouldn't say anything.
This is the one where I really don't have a clue.
What do you think, crowd?
I don't know. I need the crowd's help.
Oh, okay, you don't have to sound so enthusiastic about it. What do you think, crowd? Okay, that was a little bit better. I'll take that one.
I'll go with whatever they said. What did they say? B?
They said, bleh.
With
B?
W Key Gaming, they have all
I think
5
B is the
players
real one.
And Frenzy.
Yeah, I think B is the real one.
Player?
Is B the real one? Turns out it is. B is the real one. It's Little Bro.
Yeah,
I love that one as well, though.
It's actually quite nice.
I'd frame that.
That's
Okay.
the thing. That one is
Here we
really,
go.
really good.
Hand it,
the other
hand it
one
to
was
someone.
like somebody who
Be a
just
good
came in
Samaritan.
You are literally criticizing a member of our fan base.
Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing. That's what I would do.
Do better, Bala.
I
Do
would,
better.
I would walk in
Okay.
and I'd write,
Silencio.
I love Fnatic.
We have one more. Let's show it.
I have lineups.
And I just want both teams to have fun.
Oh, I hope the I have lineups one is
that's
real.
the real one.
That one just has. I
the real
love
one.
that one.
That
I
one
think
is
it's
pretty
so
good.
good.
That's so good.
All right, what do we think, crowd? A lot of people say A. All right, we have 40 seconds left. I'm going to reveal it, and I just want both teams to have a good time.
Yeah, you would say
Turns
that.
out the lineups were real.
Oh, that's
very
amazing.
well played. Here we go. Here we go. Pass it out. Pass it out. Here,
Ben
take
Silly's
some.
not in the crowd. Nobody wants that.
Whoever created that I have lineups nudge emoji is phenomenal.
All right, guys. Well, we had a good time here. We hope you had a great time as well. But today, 4 teams are fighting to keep their champions' dreams alive. The question on everyone's mind is, who is it going to be? Is it Fnatic versus FUT? Is it Billy versus EDG? Day 11 of Valorant Champions starts right now.
You might be wondering why I'm here doing this teaser. Well, it's because we lost to Loud. We played way too scared. We weren't doing our usual stuff. We were getting punished because of it. I'm hoping that the boys have a little wake-up call.
The Super Team's second loss ever.
But Fnatic isn't done yet.
Yani güçlüler ama hani önceki gibi EMEA Ligi'nde olduğu gibi o kadar fazla heyecanlanmayacağız çünkü hatalarımızdan ders çıkardık.
We've played them in EMEA all season, so we know roughly what to expect. We do have a secret weapon, which is Althea. Turkish aim on our side.
Tabii ki Alpaca da çok kaliteli bir oyuncu, kendisini çok seviyorum. Ama o gün kim iyiyse o kazanacak. Bakalım. Bence Fnatic o kadar kazandıktan sonra bir yenilmesi gerekiyordu. Bence hatalarından büyük bir ders çıkarmışlar çünkü güçlü bir takım. Umarım çıkarmamışlardır. Olmuyorum. Bakalım.
This lower bracket run, we gotta start from scraps. We gotta reset, and we're going with that hunger. You better be ready, because we are.
就面对 EDG 的话，就大家都是森林赛区出来的队伍嘛，然后就是现在淘汰赛8强也就是2个队伍了，然后在败者组的话，就只有一个火种人继续往上冲了，就是那一个就是对手了嘛。
讲道理的话是比较难受的，但是没办法，这就是赛场嘛，就是没有朋友，只有对手，所以说赛场上不会留手的，因为大家都是为了赢嘛。我感觉他们应该也没有弱的点，他们走到这一步，感觉他们现在已经进化很多了。我们也不会小瞧他们，因为大家都在进化嘛。
不光是没有看好吧，我觉得整个 EDG 就是他们5个人都是有非常强劲的个人能力的。就我想就是说，就大家都加油吧，然后就是能在世界赛场上导致我们森林赛区的风采。
加油吧，呈现一个完美的比赛。
All right, for this match, Fnatic, you are the higher seed. You will choose Team A or Team B?
Team A.
Team A. So, FUT, you will be Team B, and Fnatic, we'll start with your first ban.
Pearl.
Pearl, your ban?
Fracture.
Fracture, and map number 1 from Fnatic.
Split.
Split, side on split.
Defense.
Defense, and map number 2?
Haven.
Haven, side on Haven. Attack.
Okay.
And then next set of bans, starting with Fnatic, you have Ascent, Bind, and Lotus.
Yep. Ascent.
Ban Ascent. Your ban, you have Bind and Lotus.
Ban Lotus.
Ban Lotus, so map number 3 will be Bind. Fnatic, side on Bind. Attack. Okay, let's run back through this. First set of bans, we have Fnatic with Pearl, FUT with Fracture. Map number 1 is Split with FUT on defense. Map number 2 is Haven with Fnatic on attack. Next set of bans are Ascent and Lotus. Map number 3, Decider, is Bind with Fnatic on attack. All right, good luck to you both.
Good luck.
It's a regional David versus Goliath matchup. FUT obviously looking to try and extend their run here at Champions. A historic run for Turkish Valorant. But for Fnatic, they have one word on their mind, Dynasty. And FUT is the team that's in their way right now.
You also get to see Alfia playing against his Turkish brethren. You get the most successful, most winning Turkish player of all time playing against the most successful Turkish team. You know, there have been some super teams before within Turkey trying to combine all the best aimers together. They did not make it as far as FUT have. They've grinded from the very bottom up to this point. Top 8 of champions looking to try and take down the super team of Fnatic.
It is crazy that they were in this situation here, though, in the lower bracket, a regional battle where Fnatic has the opportunity to not only go on this lower bracket run, but possibly bomb out of champions once they make it to playoffs. That could be a real reality at the end of the day. Maybe not likely, but we'll see how this starts for them on map 1.
And you can see here, even in the audience, there's some thoughts regarding Fnatic. And look, I think that for us, right, coming into this tournament, there was a lot of expectation sideshow for Fnatic. Everyone felt, yes, this is going to be the team that walks away back to back to back, you know, a 3-peat champions run, unbelievable stuff. And now they're in this position, and everyone feels as if, well, if it bleeds, you can kill it. And I think that's kind of the mindset that FUT need to have here. That is the mindset that FUT need to have if they want to win this game.
Fnatic have only ever lost twice, though, with this roster. So even though they've been upset recently, and that recency bias might lead you to think, oh, they can be beaten. Yes, they can, but it's incredibly difficult. And so for FUT, while they've shown that they can take maps off them before, they're going to need to be playing their A game throughout. Keep that stamina up. They need hot starts, and they need to be able to close. This is going to be very difficult.
It's so tough. I mean, Loud literally put them in situations where Fnatic had to start striking back, and they did. Fnatic multiple times, it looked like they were going to come back and take that series back from Loud. And for FUT to be able to actually carry that all the way through, you're talking about closing. I think that is so important for them to have in their head.
Let's also talk about the fact that during the map veto, FUT didn't go towards Bind. The map that they had beaten them on during the regular season, that's going to be the decider map. And we start here on Split instead.
And here's your Prime Gaming agent select. Only really 2 changes coming in here for Ada Captain and Maj. Are going to bust out the Viper here. But overall, though, I mean, and yeah, I think it just goes without saying, right? Going to get Alfia on that role on that Cypher as well. We'll see what his impact could possibly be. But I'm curious to see, Balla, how this composition for FUT kind of counters what Fnatic have.
Yeah, the double controller is what they're going for against what Fnatic are. Usually, a lot of people say this is like an anti-double duelist setup, which doesn't actually get played that much in the Nvme, and they just really rolled through with it. It's been so solid for them the entire time. You can see 100% win rate with the Breach and the Cypher, so many trap plays available. And against this double controller that's really slow at taking map control, it's something that's really interesting to see how these two comps will battle out.
FUT are also most favored on map 2 and map 3 to make the upsets if it was going to happen. And we've talked about the fact that when FUT get punched, they find it so hard to get back up.
Yeah.
So that to me is going to be the biggest story of map 1. If they do get punched and if they do go down, can they still win?
Yeah, that is certainly going to be something that sits on all of our minds, but the stakes couldn't be higher for these two teams. But let's go ahead and get this party started and send it over to your casters. Make some noise for Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. And yes, it's do or die time. Both teams here at the end of their rope. One will cling to it at the end of the day and have another fighting chance to try to make that run. The other will be going home.
And who would have thought that we would come to this, that it would be Fnatic falling down to the lowers to face FUT, their EMEA brethren, across from them. It's going to be insane here. I can't believe that there is a world where maybe Fnatic goes out and FUT, you know, it's been a bit of a struggle here in the playoffs. Of course, we saw them against Paper Rex, you know, put up a good fight on Ascent and then going over to Pearl, fall apart. But Fnatic got really well handled on Lotus, one of their best maps. How are they going to bounce back mentally from that?
We'll have to just wait and see as we get into the action, get ready to open up the barriers. As we can see, first on the attack, Fnatic, heavy stack outside of Garage for now, just waiting out that 0 point. No one getting tagged by as Maj plays up close, sends a shot, sees multiple players, now just going to be setting up that poison orb and backing away.
Yeah, and this is something that Fnatic really needs here, is good pistol rounds. It really killed them against Loud in their previous matchup. So if they can find some success, which they did the last time they played FUT on this map, it was very one-sided for Fnatic the last time. On their attacker side, they came out, won the pistol, won the follow-up, and even won the bonus to close things out. So it was a very good map for Fnatic all around. But this time, FUT starting on the defender side. Let's see if they can maybe get a read on this mid-push here. Crack's going to get a little bit of contact. Just backs right off.
Not looking to overstep here. Showing respect to the players on the opposite side of the stage. I mean, Desk was talking about the players themselves talking about it. They're very familiar with each other, given that they were playing multiple times throughout the regular season over in EMEA. So, FUT not looking to put a toe out of line right now.
And you got to give FUT a lot of credit. I mean, they took a map off of Fnatic. And yes, the next two didn't go so great in the playoffs, but still, were able to get the job done. It's a little bit of a fake flash over towards B Heaven. Still,
30 seconds left.
Boaster going to be expecting some contact. That flash should give things away, or immediately the smoke screen is up.
It just actually expires. It doesn't actually go up, but Alfie are playing up around the side for Cage. Manages to find one. Out of Captain will respond, but Boaster's there for the trade up. 2-for-1 exchange. Really running the clock down low, 12 seconds. Obviously plenty of time to get the plant down. Peek out though. Forces him off of this one. They have to get out to safety. Leo, however, striking at the perfect time. Finds Mr. Fallen from behind. Checks back over towards the vent. But now the spike is going to be planted. 4 members strong still here on the site, but now Boaster taken down.
Rax doing a good job finding Boaster through the smoke here. Going to go for the pop flash around the corner. Nobody there just yet. A nade going to back him off momentarily.
It's a good chunk of damage too. Down to 68. Shock to try to buy some time and maybe even find the pick. Won't find it for Chronicles. Ghost certainly will, and he'll double up. Finds Maj as well to boot. And, well, that's going to be Fnatic taking away the pistol round.
And this is exactly the start Fnatic needed. Again, the pistols were just not there for them against Loud. They had such a good read. But here, this time around, they set up a trap. They put players through the ramp, and they're able to catch some people in the back, and then they leave Leo in the ropes to strike from behind when they attempt to kind of disrupt the plant early. And Fnatic just doing a wonderful job here, hitting some great shots, and it's a complete setup that FUT just never really reads very well. And they get crunched and they get eliminated from that pistol, and Fnatic off to a really good start.
Let's see what happens here. So the pop flash through does manage to get the full blind across, but tuck into the corner. Leo not going to get picked off there over by Ramen. I was going to say, you know, versus Paper Rex, one of the big turning points, one of the things that made that Ascent so close right off the rip was being able to win this thrifty round. Here the second after allowing Paper Rex to pick up that pistol. So if they could pull that off, that would definitely give some momentum that FUT so desperately need.
And really just had just a solid defense against Paper Rex. I mean, absorbing contact really, really well, bending but not breaking a lot of times against that Paper Rex aggression. Of course, when the sides flipped, then Something's Reyna came online, and it was a very different story. But here, let's see if they can find some kind of success. They gambled a bit on the A side, just leaving Mr. Fallen over here to kind of get some info. So, site going to be taken relatively for free. Mr. Fallen is kind of keeping track as best as he can of Fnatic's movement. Gets a little bit of damage there into Boaster.
Just a touch.
Planted.
A little bit onto Chronicle as well as that plant does come through. Rotation still waiting for Maj to make his way through the vents at the moment. Alfier is going to be getting ready to make contact against him over in mid. Everybody else, though, operating within the side itself.
Toxins going up.
Just a ghost there for Alfier in mid, about to potentially cross Maj's path, but Maj still looking for a lurk, and he gets
the flash timing is absolutely perfect. Gets the catch on him even without the full blind. Still enough to completely catch him off guard. As Mr. Fallen will be able to find Chronicle at range. Leo with the Vandal, however, puts it good use. Boaster as well, fighting one with the Stinger. Kiwi Takes away Durka. The swing in now onto the side. Captain finding Leo. Boaster, the last man standing, but there's just no time, so they cannot get the defuse. So yes, this is in fact going to be that 2-0 beginning for the side of Fnatic, but they're only carrying this Vandal over into the bonus.
This is a phenomenal eco here for FUT. Getting some huge kills. Maj, even with that flash coming in there, you know, Alpha did a little bit of damage, but Maj just so ready for it. Gets that kill. And then some long-range shots from Mr. Fallen, weakening him up early. Even though the heal did come through from Leo, still able to find some great shots. Kiwi comes in with that Sheriff, gets some big kills as well. So very successful round there for FUT as we go into full rifles, half armors for the side of Fnatic, full armors for FUT, of course. Chronicle getting a little bit close to that Rolling Thunder, a couple way for the Seekers for Leo as well.
Kiwi just looking to hold forward there in Garage, but it seems like Boaster playing back as far as he is. Doesn't have any further interest in really trying to push the issue here. Start bringing sights away as Boombot goes in. Fragment in response. Durka going to be chunked down to 85. Armor lost, but can get top back up to 100 here.
And that's a lot of utility used here early for Fnatic. One of the things that caused Fnatic some problems against Loud was that a lot of their utility didn't catch too much value here. And you're using the Boombot and the Trailblazer, things that are really good for helping you clear sights on executes early. You still have the fault line, of course. You still have the breach utility. So some fallback for the side of Fnatic.
Hello.
Yep, there's a Cypher there.
Just the days on the Alpha here. Pop flash and Durka pouncing forward with the blast pack. Finds the headshot. That's going to be Mosh taking down that mid control. Now completely opened up here for the side of Fnatic. Smoke in response up into heaven. As right now, it is just Captain, as well as Mr. Fallen, situated here on the A side, looking to hold the line. The rest of the team going to have to try to rotate over. See them waiting the Paranoia across. Paranoia in response, right as they jump down. Mr. Fallen finds the first kill. Flash going to be sent, but Boaster's in front of it. Manages to get the catch. Mr. Fallen still trying to hold the line. Finds himself the second elimination. Spots another. Now knows Chronicle. Forward, up close and personal as the plant comes in, but the site is being cleared out. Now it's all down to cracks.
The post-plant discipline here from Fnatic, so good.
Has to get in front of this aftershock. Manages to do so. Now Chronicle not spotting him on the back end. Knows that he's in the site. Shuts him down. 3 members still standing in a 3-0 beginning. Fnatic have a nice little win streak building up.
It's just so difficult once Fnatic gets into place here. The crossfires, everybody's doing their job, watching the right angles. Screens is covered. You know, even though Mr. Fallen doing some damage on site itself, just everybody in the right place at the right time for Fnatic, and even using some of that util early, still able to find that flash, get Durka that early kill to set that advantage, to set that tempo for Fnatic. And they're looking clean here to start. The same kind of story we saw the last time these two teams squared off on Split.
Sheriff's across the board, a Marshall in hand for Mr. Fallen. Looking for the shot, but Durka just jumping up on top of the box, managing to find his second elimination of this map so far as Kiwi will be taken down. Fault line forward, not getting the stun, Dog getting the spot.
There.
Fallen just playing within the smoke. Pings coming down. They're aware that somebody's going to be lurking there.
It's so much util to displace Mr. Fallen at their disposal right now, but a flash there.
It's gorgeous, but he can't line up the Marshall shot, and then Leo counter swings forward to take him down. Marshall now out of the fray, 2 players. Got a sandwich here in between all the Fnatic members now, stuck in the garage. Captain will arrive, just dripping his way up. Durka just swings the corner and takes down Cracks. Gets himself a 3rd elimination. Now he's very much on the board. Boaster turns away. As Captain swings in, but Althea boosted up on top of the box. Will be able to spot him. Gets the headshot, and there's the 4-0. Flawless for the side of Fnatic.
Another thing we should talk about here with FUT, the last time we saw them on Split was in Tokyo. They haven't played it since then, and they were running an Astra and a Cypher instead of a Viper and an Omen. So some changes here, I think, especially with the Omen, you want to catch some of those flashes. We've seen them have some effect. Those Paranoias do a pretty good job. Maj, I was hoping to see that Viper have a little bit more impact here on the defender side to really make life a little bit more difficult for Fnatic to get some information, to get these executes. But so far, Fnatic's been able to kind of wait things out and avoid a few catastrophic flashes. You know, they take some damage, but Fnatic able to recover very, very nicely here throughout these early rounds.
Anybody else that's playing forward into heaven there, and you expect that Mr. Fallen likely going to be able to get the kill, but because it's the Raze, because he has that mobility, can just blast back backward. Just can't quite nail it down, and Leo is just Johnny on the spot with that counter swing through. Now, though, pretty early full shift over towards the A site here from the side of FNC, because they have been playing these rounds out very slowly for the most part. Rolling Thunder at the ready. Curious to see what the setup is going to be as they look to take this push. Cyber Cage to get the cross up the ramp as Kiwi just looking to hold the line. It drops down, he spots one. Now just has to press forward here into the site. Rolling Thunder now crashing across. Alfia, however, still going to be taken down. Maj finds him lurking up in towards heaven. The rest of the team just has to exit, and they have this man advantage, but they're going to have to be playing retake.
Yeah, Mr. Fallen does have his Seekers here. Try to help get this retake going. Boaster's just going to prep the Paranoia. See if he can find some value. It's right now looking like pretty heavy screens lean. Durka's going to be watching it. The Paranoia not going to connect.
Seekers, two of them going to be cleared out. Still one swinging around over towards the screen side. Durka going to be the one that makes contact with that one. They swing in. They push him off the angle, but they can't find the kill. They can't find the damage. But Cracks takes out Boaster right as that smoke is about to bloom. Finds another kill. The man advantage further being compounded upon now as Cracks will find another. Mr. Fallen goes forward, finds Chronicle, and now it's all on Leo. It'd have to be a 1v5 ace clutch, but it just does not seem possible at all, and Leo's not even going to try for it. Would love to get any kind of straight pick that he can, but he's going to be able to just find Kiwi to avoid a flawless. But that finally gets put on the board now, 1-4.
This is a great retake here for FUT. Really patient, dodging that Paranoia from Boaster, and then finding some great timings as those smokes are popping to get two big kills, get themselves back in. And Maj just, yeah. Didn't want to be that Cypher in that moment. Cracks having a great one there. Again, right as those smokes are popping. Find some really good timings, disrupting Fnatic, cutting them down. So a big win here for FUT to stabilize. Going to be able to recover that op for Kiwi. Has the Blade Storm. Cracks with that null command as well. This could play for a little bit more of a retake style here. Maybe try to get them crunched in mid. You got the Viper and the Omen setting up their smokes to delay a little bit here. Another thing that was giving Fnatic a lot of fits against Loud was just Loud being able to run the clock out, to just be really stalwart in their defense, and then force Fnatic into these low-time, high-pressure situations where Fnatic had to make the best of bad situations. And sure, sometimes they did, but that's not a recipe for success. You know, what makes Fnatic so good is their protocols, is their execute, is their ability to read and manipulate the map, and Loud was doing just a masterful job dodging that.
Okay, well, fault line, that's going to shove Atacaptain back. Really good 0-point though, shuts out the showstopper, and Durka gets taken down. Cracks again, coming up with the goods. And that's the entry power taken away. No command just still rolling through. Spam in, Poster knocked down to 47 HP. Chronicle untouched, just grabbing that orb. They get closer to the next Rolling Thunder. Paranoia across, he just tries the blind entry into the site, and Cracks again shuts it down. The spike now stranded just on the outskirts of the garage.
The flash from Leo just didn't quite get there in time before Cracks was able to take Boaster down. They have to drop out. Some pressure being applied towards B Heaven. Maj just going to keep him corralled there.
There's just no time. Yep. They're still going to try to play in for this one, but the Sun's just not going to do enough. Atacap and Mr. Fallen with one apiece. Chronicle again, just stuck here. Let's see if you can get any maybe extra orbs built up. How deeply do they want to go on the hunt? 0-point will spot him. Looks like they're not really going to be looking to push forward into the garage, though they will still show respect to him. That is going to be FUT scraping together a second-round win.
That's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of that round. Delay does give Fnatic some problems. It does kind of make things, you know, obviously it makes it easier for you as the opponent because it's a little more readable. But you can see just a little bit off kilter. Coordination there, a little maybe their communication as well. But overall, really impressive rounds from FUT. Again, that Ben not great kind of style defense there, where they're willing to give a little bit of space.
Fnatic chances Fnatic के ही लगा हैं मुझे बोस्टर ने क्या किया देखा आपने हाँ
You know, and still the seed of doubt here. You see Atacaptain is watching around the back over towards their spawn, and that leaves
अच्छा हाँ
completely on his lonesome. This time
लास्ट वाला यार गया क्या बोले एक ही मैच खेलने को मिला था लास्ट वाला भी
That's the kind of start you love to see if you're a Fnatic fan. Right now going to be coming through, not wasting any time on this round. The rotations still beginning to come in. Despite sent down, but it's a bit too late. Hero theft as well, going to be invested there from the side of Alpha here, just spotting everybody's locations, and now he goes on a merry hunt.
It's going to have to be incredible shooting here.
पूरा नीचे चेक कर रहे हैं प्रॉपर
It's going to be the Blade Storm pop for Kiwi.
Flash out. Full flash on a Kiwi as he's up into the air, and Chronicle manages to find the shot. Takes him down. Dirk as well, poking out from Garage. Just a day at the shooting range here. One by one, they will fall. Out of Captain with nothing more to do.
TMA की टीम है, इसमें कोई खास है नहीं वैसे.
Just have to back away and try to hold on to the weapon, but Alfier is swinging around the backside, pushing downstairs, ready to get the catch, ready to take this gun out of his hands, and this
पूरा
stun
घुस के
is
मारते
perfect
बंदे
for
को.
Chronicle to
पूरा
set
हेवन
up.
भी कंट्रोल ले
As the
लिया.
Prime Gaming flaws,
उधर वहाँ
there
सिटी भी
was one.
कंट्रोल ले
Fnatic
लिया.
will go ahead, disallow FUT from getting that
अटैक
three
तो फनाटिक
consecutive
का
round
है.
win. They keep themselves with a nice little stretch lead of 3 rounds.
And it's a brilliant
वैसे भी फनाटिक का स्प्लिट अच्छा है यार. वो अपने एडवांटेज में खेल रहे हैं अभी.
As soon as that ult was popped by Boaster, and it drawed that extra defender away.
हाँ अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. लाउड अच्छा खेलती है. कंपटीशन मिल गई उनको.
That means there's no paranoia there to really gum up the works at the front of B main. So a
हो जाएगा
phenomenal
फनाटिक ले
set
जाएगी.
play there from Fnatic to give themselves an easy round win in round 7.
अब भाई ये ना कभी-कभी हो जाता है. देखिए लाउड भी अच्छा था. मैं लाउड को भी नहीं बोलूंगा. एसपैस वो सब अच्छा खेलते हैं.
Get that seed of doubt pushed in, and that allows you to get into the site, but then just the timings of this utility from Chronicle looking so much cleaner compared to the series versus Loud. That flash just fully getting the catch there on the Kiwi. Believe it was his setup with a flashpoint.
ऑलमोस्ट जीत गए थे. पता नहीं कैसे पूरा ही थ्रो तो नहीं हुआ. पता नहीं कैसा कमबैक निकल गया उनका पूरा. लास्ट वाला मैंने लास्ट के 3 मैचेस लगातार खेला हूं मैं.
Holding that gun over, doing any more damage.
Any
economic damage you can do here as Fnatic.
देखिए लास्ट के 2 मैचेस में अधूरा नहीं था. मुझे जितना याद आ रहा है.
4 FUT coming into this round. It's going to be that op back into Kiwi's hands. A lot of money to be spent.
No, बस एक दिन लेट गया था.
Sitting very pretty. Chronicle only a couple away from that rolling thunder. Maj one away from the Viper's pit. So let's see if he can find a way.
No, क्या no कुछ बोलते कहाँ हैं. तो गलती निकालना.
Fnatic onto the A side, and it is being left wide open. There's a ton of presence in mid for FUT, and just at a captain.
उसका वही है. टीम वर्क खत्म है उसका पूरा.
So this should be potentially, if Fnatic really just wants to get in here and get in here
अरे
fast.
सब गिव अप वाले. अरे सब गिव अप वाले बंदे हैं. बात वो नहीं है ना.
Running through up here into heaven.
जितना
be spammed away. 77 HP remaining.
वही ना एक टाइम के बाद वो भी दे ही देता है फिर गिव अप.
Cracks and Kiwi paranoia in, but Durka with the covering fire managing to find one. Cracks gets the spot, but cannot quite find that punish.
अरे
Only
बात
smattering of damage through. That paranoia is
होगा की बात नहीं है ना. अरे कंडीशन ही ऐसे जाती है क्या बोले.
With an operator in hand, this is just such a challenge. I think it's one that might have to be abandoned here from the side of FUT because already.
वही ना वो 11-13 रन की पता है. वो मैच हम लोग का ऐसा था कि हमने पूरा थ्रो करना था वो वाला मैच. क्योंकि हम सब लोग ने ऑल डीजेस किया था. वो इतना प्यारा निकल रहा था वो मैच. पता नहीं कैसे गया पूरा मैच.
Maybe if he can do a little bit of damage, but at this point to Fnatic, that's not that big of a deal. And Crack's going to try to make something go here on this retake. Maj pushing space. They get one. Dirka's down.
दोनों तरफ साइफर खेल रहे होंगे ना.
Still taking him with that fault line, really setting up the only access point into the site.
अल्फाजर.
Sound of retreat will be.
अब होता है अल्फाजर वो है मतलब टेक्निकली तो जेट खेलता है. उसको खिलाया जा रहा है कि कहाँ खेल रहा है. साइफर खेल रहा है.
Ideal scenario here, but
ना डर्क नहीं. डर्क तो अपना सही खेल रहा है. अल्फाजर
out at A right off the rip. So Fnatic get the round win. Crucially, FUT are
जेट
able to
खेलता है वो
hold on to that
बेसिकली.
biggest investment in the operator.
Yeah, and FUT just doesn't quite read this
ऑपिंग
correctly.
वो ऑफ करता है ना. वो ऑपिंग करता है.
Timeout. A lot of mid pressure sometimes from Fnatic where they'll use a lot of that sky and range.
डर्क जेट लेता है. देखिए मैं बताऊँ. डेरिक वो डर्क भी नहीं है. डेरिक है सुना. डेरिक का लेके मैं बताता हूँ काम क्या है. उसका है बेट लेना. पूरी टीम उसको बेट लेके चलती है. कोई आप देखिएगा जहाँ डेरिक खेलता है ना वहाँ कोई और बंदा नहीं खेलता. आप देखिएगा या फिर देखते तो ऑफ एंगल खेलते सब क्योंकि डेरिक को बेट की तरह खिलाया. देखिए कैसे घुसता है वो. देखिए गन भी नहीं पकड़ेगा वो गन भी नहीं पकड़ता है. बस घुसता है. देखिए बुम्पट हाथ में फिर भी घुस रहा है अंदर. ये दोनों ही घुस जा रहे हैं अंदर. देखिए एकदम सैचल करके घुस गया. देख रहे हैं कोई टीम में अंदर नहीं आया. कोई टीम में नहीं घुसा अंदर. सब वाइपर के बॉल के पीछे थे. डेरिक अकेला घुस गया. ये देखिए सिटी भी पहुंच गया इतनी देर में. देखिए प्लांट भी नहीं हुआ अभी तक. वो बंदा ऑलरेडी सिटी पहुंच गया. ये देखिए ना. देखिए अब जाके प्लांट हुआ. अब जाके प्लांट दे रहे हैं. देख अल्फा जेट कहाँ खेल रहा है एकदम प्रॉपर अपने ऊपर ही में
FUT might have bought enough time to get into a decent position to block this, but Durka is just
ट्विच
on
में
one.
हाँ ट्विच में देख रहा हूँ आपके इसमें डिले चल रहा है अरे डिले चल रहा है आपके इसमें
do nothing else other than back away. You'd love to be able to
अच्छा
honestly
ट्विच में देखिए आपने तो डिले लगा दिया शायद 5 या 6 सेकंड का डिले चल रहा है
unfortunately we'll just have to
ये देखिए देखिए डेरिक कहाँ आ रहा है देखिए बीच चला गया वो ढूंढते ढूंढते उसको और मैं मुझे लग रहा है पक्का वो यहाँ पर आएगा डायरेक्ट उसने बोल दिया स्काई को पीछे से पूरा चेक करके आ रहा है वो अब जब तक डायरेक्ट साइड से अरे डायरेक्ट अब पूरेगा अरे ले लिया शिट बे शिट 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 2 पिक ले लिया इकोनॉमी हिली वैसे कुछ नहीं कॉम्पी में खेल रहा है वो तभी ना ऊपर ही रहता है मेरे लिए आमने सामने रूम नहीं है उसका ऊपर वाला रूम है मेरा आता रहता है कभी बहुत बार आता है पूरे टाइम तो रूम में पड़ा रहता है मेरे सेम फ्लोर में नहीं है बस मेरे ऊपर वाले फ्लोर में मेरे जस्ट ऊपर वाला रूम
Now you've got the showstopper and the rolling thunder as well, so a potentially powerful execute
आपका
for Fnatic as they look to
वो आ रहा है डबल आ रही है
map a little bit more. Maybe dipped into the A well enough, and now let's see if we can find a mid push or just spread the map potentially. Is what it kind of looks like right now. They're just trying to feel this out, make sure there's.
ये कैसे खेल लेते हैं मुझे समझ नहीं आया देखिए ए साइड पे सिर्फ एक बंदा है जेट देख रहा है बस मेन बाकी के और स्काई देखिए वहां पर खेल रहे हैं ताकि के वेंट देख रहे हैं इतनी देर से नीचे मार दे नीचे मार दे नीचे मार दे देखिए मार 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 शिट शिट अरे यार अरे नहीं उसको मारना था ना हो जाता एकदम गलत टाइम में एनिमेशन गया है उसका ये रेडी अल्टी क्लियर अब सबका वहां पर चला गया एकदम फोकस मिड तक गया है अब सब घुसेंगे ये लोग ले बहुत सही अबे यार अब बोस्टर यार अलग ही खेलता है स्काई वो सब तो क्या ही खिला रहे हैं बोस्टर सबसे अलग खेलता है पूरे टीम में मार बहुत सही अरे बहुत सही
saving this round for FUT. Now just the rolling thunder left. It is going to crash across, hit a couple, force them back towards spawn. Leo's going to catch one on the way out.
Maj completely contained, but Mr. Fallen does have that trade back. Keeps them with the man.
आपके नाइट में उसमें क्या ही नाइट मार्केट में
by the seeker, but commits to the plant, gets that spike down on the floor for them.
अरे बताइए
Mr. Fallen 65 HP, FUT in such a good position.
आगे कब आ गया
कब
आ गया
and it catches everyone.
क्या
And then it's just a day at the range.
अरे उसका वो इशू हो रहा था इंडिया में लोगों को वीपी नहीं मिल रहा था उसका पेमेंट हो जा रही थी वीपी नहीं मिल रही थी
He's just been absolutely devastating with that breach utility. The timing so perfect, just knew right when they were coming out.
कैसे वो जो 900 वाला था वो कैसे बढ़ा है शायद 850 का हुआ है वो जो पहले 799 का था या 1000 वीपी वाला वो 899 का हुआ है
Love to see it. The combination, the coordination between those two.
899 सॉरी बोल रहा हूँ 859 का शायद
So good.
ओ भाई
Right in that cyber cage again, but Alvier just reads it.
Just fully prepared for that push.
अरे ये एंगल बहुत बढ़िया है मेरा भी ऐसे ही क्लच निकला था वो भी मैंने ओर्डन से लिया था ओर्डन से क्लच निकाल रहा था मैं ये वाला
Jump forward here onto the side. Paranoia on one side.
ये प्लांट सही है एकदम
Into the fault line as well. They throw everything at the kitchen sink. It cracks, and he just absolutely.
ऐसे सेम चीज हुआ था ये क्रॉनिकल जैसे मारा है देखिए दो को जैसे इससे मारा था वैसा ही हुआ था ओडन मेरा बहुत तेज गन निकलती है ना इससे जब प्लांट करते एकदम तेजी से एनिमेशन निकलता है उसका
He's just having an absolutely marvelous last couple of rounds. The fault line paranoia combo along with the paint shells, so brilliant. Maj doing what he can to find a couple. But oh boy, Achilleos, this is starting to get really scary for FUT.
मैंने फिर बहुत सारे वो डाले, साउंड बोर्ड डाले हैं.
Those 2 rounds that they were able to string together looked like okay, might have a little bit of hope here. Right now, if you're FUT, you definitely want to also believe in curses and believe that they can get this 3rd round on the board for the first half. They're again rushing forward. You can just take this heaven. Defend. Spot anybody either. So now we'll be dissuaded.
अरे यार.
Just waiting for the setup.
The confidence here for Fnatic.
मैं FUT में किसी को भी नहीं जानता हूँ.
Captain not spotted by this one. He does get the shutdown.
GPay कप्तान, कैप्टन.
Shoulder shown there. Kiwi will fall. Max just having to pull back away. A minor amount of damage taken. That's going to be the reveal.
बस समझ नहीं आता लोग चेक कैसे नहीं करते. हम जब खेलते तो हमेशा चेक करते हैं लोग.
Just in time. Poster in the meantime does manage to find himself a triple. Currently on for an ace if he can find him. Plant comes down, Chronicle gets the spike through. Poster lurking around the back here of screens. Hasn't spotted Majid. Oh, but as the smoke dissipates, he will get him. One more to go. No reason to retreat. Mr. Fallen has to play forward.
Bottenheimer, wow, bhai. Bottenheimer.
Still more work to be done, but with Leo at 4 HP, a stiff breeze would take him down.
अपग्रेड भी नहीं करते हैं लोग ऐसे बंदे हैं. देखिए बोस्टर वो चला रहा है विदाउट अपग्रेडेड वाला ये.
I mean, just an absolute masterclass here from Fnatic on their attacker side.
ना जानते हैं अच्छा खेलते हैं.
Against FUT from the last time.
देखिए FUT EMEA का सेकंड वो है टीम है ठीक. जब उसका वो चल रहा था कहते प्लेऑफ में चल रहा था क्या नाम था उसका. एपैक लास्ट होप जो था तो उसमें ये लोग सेकंड आई थी FUT.
So it is not going to be any easier on the other side of the coin. I mean, we had our
निकाल लेगी यार Fnatic अच्छी है.
LCQ जो था last time yesterday, but it doesn't seem likely right now in this moment. Well, he just had a hell of a last round. Let's go ahead and hear from Boaster a bit more in the meantime.
अगर बोस्टर अगर अकेले चला गया ना सेंटिनल में, सेंटिनल का जो एक मात्र जो एक अकेले टीम का जो बंदा चाहिए ना वो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. सेंटिनल में बस एक दिक्कत, सेंटिनल में बस एक दिक्कत है, उन लोगों को एक अच्छा एजियल नहीं मिल रहा है.
The last time we faced them was in the finals and we didn't want to lose, but at the same time we didn't want to win either. It was like one of those ones where we were too scared of losing that we weren't even trying to win. Hopefully we'll see them again so I can give them a taste of their own medicine and go for the 2-0 back.
2 versus 2. Rifles gain and purchase. Paranoia. It's a lovely connection. Cuts away on the sidelines. Leo is left wondering where are they? Boaster with so much more to do.
ये ना लाउड से खेल चुके हैं. पूरे मुझे लग रहा है पूरे टूर्नामेंट में से इनको दिक्कत करेगा लाउड बस. क्योंकि लाउड ऐसा है ना पिछले बार भी जीती थी, पिछले बार भी चैंपियन थी. इस बार भी चैंपियन ये बनना चाहिए. हाँ पिछले बार लाउड था चैंपियन.
Alfie has won 2 trophies this year. He's looking at the peak of his form, I'd say, and I think he's going to come ready. You know, he's going to have to face his fellow Turkish brethren. But I think if there's a man for the job, it's definitely him.
Well, already a solid start here for the side of Fnatic. 10 rounds racked up there on that attacking side.
Oh, नहीं गलत. सबसे पहला जीता था एसेंट, सबसे पहली वो टीम को जो जीती थी.
This pistol round is everything. FUT, if they want to pull off that miraculous run back that we saw DRX accomplish just yesterday, it needs to begin with that pistol.
The 10-2 blessing, as DRX has done.
अरे एसेंट टीम नहीं थी, भूल गए.
That confident in it.
I didn't feel confident when DRX was in that.
Neither did I, man. I was definitely molding a bit in the back room.
2021 का सबसे पहला जो वो था मास्टर्स था, वो सेंटिनल जीती थी, जिसके चक्कर में वो हुआ था. यात्री जब सेंटिनल का टाइम था जब सजाम से जॉम डैपर और टेंस खेलती थी ओवररेटेड टीम जो थी तब. उसके बाद फिर VCT बर्लिन आया, उसमें गैम्बिट जीती थी. उसके बाद फिर चैंपियंस आया 2020.
Already a very explosive beginning. Dash forward onto the A site. The plant can come through. Kiwi trying to get himself into a forward, maybe unexpected spot. Playing within this smoke. Swings out. Ooh, good for the headshot. Takes out Chronicle. Brings it back to relative parity here. No healing available for Mr. Fallen, so can't get out of captain beyond this 26
चैंपियन एसएनटी थी दूसरा चैंपियन लाउड जीती थी और तीसरा जो तीसरा तो अभी हो ही रहा है
finishing the job. Paint shell.
Fnatic 2 बार जीती है,
into the corner. Mr.
2 बार
away,
GPT
but
मास्टर
still
जीती
takes
है.
quite a bit of damage. Durka could be taken down in the meantime, and now Alfie swinging around the backside of the site, gets rid of Kiwi, and it's all on Mr. Fallen. It's been a bright spot here for the squad so far. Now finds himself into a 1v1. Alfie not going to be sticking to it. Swing out from the elbow. Mr. Fallen is trying to play with time, but he's already got it up to half, and he will be able to get to the fuse. Just over a second remaining. Fnatic now move up to 11.
It's just so well handled here at the end by Fnatic. A good start to this round. Again, one of the things I love about Fnatic is their utility combos and the timings that they set up. Paranoia, flash, fault line, whatever it may be. And then the paint shells to follow when you've got cracks stuck in a bad position. But the way that they set up and work together and the timings and the executes on those moments are the best in the business. I just love the way that they handle the pressure from opponents. And they use any time and space and utility against their opponents often. Mr. Fallen.
अरे बेसिकली स्ट्रैटेजी बनाते रहते हैं ना वो लोग, कहाँ गलती कर रहे हैं, कहाँ पर क्या है. फर्जी है वही लोग, वो फर्जी.
Tucks away behind the box after swinging forward. Find one, Mr. Fallen will take out Boaster, but suddenly in the blink of an eye, right as the paranoia expires, everybody on that B site is just dead. Maj now.
चेक कर लिया उसने, चेक किया उसने, मतलब चेक नहीं करेगा.
A Vandal, Bulldog, a Judge on the opposite side,
But
not knowing where anybody is, and the Judge is going to be the one that plays first contact against him as he creeps up into Mail.
Yeah.
It's a quick and painless one though, as Chronicle puts him down.
ब्रेक लिया या ऐसा छोड़ दिया ये बताइए पहले तो.
Up to map point.
Boaster just doing a great job there, kind of recognizing.
ये लोगों का तो वैल्यू ही खेलना बंद हो गया, वो तो छोड़िए एकदम.
Toxic screen comes up. He just waits a little bit, spams it, finds the perfect timing, gets Paranoia, just able to hide right behind that box, doing a great job there as the Omen, having a really solid map for himself, as is everybody on Fnatic. Durka really star of the show on that race, breaking a couple of those rounds open, getting some really crucial first bloods for Fnatic, but now FUT needs a round to just keep alive, of course, but then to also avoid the exact same scoreline last time these two teams played on this map.
Apartment मिला आपको?
A little bit of early information, very forward smoke in response here from Boaster. Wants to make mid completely unassailable. Flash out though. Well, at least tell Mr. Fallen that there's no forward presence there. Instead, they're going to start creeping over here towards this A site. A good amount of space has been given up. It's going to be Boaster back over here towards heaven side rather than on the site itself.
या फिर आपको
It takes
लगाना
so
पड़ेगा.
much time to check for this Cypher utility. It's so annoying here for FUT. Tap of the orb, and the execute is on Fnatic. Just going to take their time now. Wait for the reinforcements here. Chronicle trying to see if they can catch
यहाँ
somebody.
पर अपार्टमेंट में तो फुल्ली फर्निश्ड है एकदम, मतलब बेड बेड एकदम
They force him
प्रॉपर.
into the open there with the aftershock. Russian response to save them all for a brief little bit longer here.
कर लीजिए, एक साल की तो बात है, फिर चेंज कर लीजिएगा आप.
Another flash into Chronicle's face. We find ourselves now into a 3v3, the double push out from screens here. Fallen Kiwi maybe get into this flank position as Chronicle still just trying to displace cracks, but just hasn't been able to do it.
मैं बताऊँ, सुनिए, एक सिंगल इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लीजिएगा इस बढ़िया, मैं बता रहा हूँ. इतना सब ना खर्चा करने के बजाय एक बार में टेबल अगर आप थोड़ा सा सेव कर लीजिएगा इससे बढ़िया. एक टेबल आता है, उसमें मतलब आप एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, उसका हाइट एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, उसके आप लेफ्ट कहते हैं मतलब वो कर सकते हो. ऐसे फोल्ड कर सकते हो उसके आप टेबल जो नीचे का जो फोल्ड या दिक्कत वो नहीं है, मतलब टेबल एडजस्टेबल है, मतलब हाइट उसकी ना वो आप एडजस्ट कर सकते हो.
Let's see if they can rattle a few more off here. Again, every round you can get his FUT at least gives you some confidence, at least gives you some hope coming into that haven. That's so important, actually. I mean, even though, yes, this map may be 99% of the time done and dusted, get 3 or 4 more rounds out of Fnatic here, put some pressure, get in their heads. Absolutely, you can do something on Haven. Now, that's not a great start.
Speaking of getting in their heads, Alfie gets a bullet in there. It's Kiwi gone. Chronicle taken out. Very nice shots here.
ऐसा आवाज सुना होगा उसने लगाते हुए.
More of that does he have? He's just looking to pull attention, and it's done a wonderful job. Obviously, Fnatic, you know, just coming in with his sheriff buy for the widely. They want to stick together, so they have a little bit more bite in these fights, but Spike has just been lingering over here towards B. TP now. Captain arriving in backside. Boaster creeping forward over here by the garage. And yeah, he's going to be spotted. Paranoia not necessary, but still finds some value. They get the kill. They clean it up. Spotted, dealt with. Right now, going to be coming. Like from here, these 4 players standing from the side of FUT should be able to just go ahead and win out the rest of this.
Yeah, and it's just going to be out here grabbing that Vandal on the other side of the map off of Kiwi's body. The rest of the round now. Just going to be waiting this out. Great read here from FUT.
मैं मतलब जो टेबल दिखा रहा हूँ ना वो मतलब ऐसा थोड़ा सा वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट वाला वैसा समझ
right where Boaster was standing and right after the TP at a captain. Paranoia's in and they finish the job. Don't even give Boaster an opportunity to do any damage. So for what it's worth, FUT doing a really nice job in that round, selling that fake, going to the other side of the map. And now let's see if
देखा होगा बहुत लोगों के पास उसका गेमिंग चेयर वो सब होता है.
Still be challenged.
Even उसके पास भी है गेमिंग चेयर ग्रीन सोल का. वो जो पजलिंग चिंपी है ना उसके पास भी है.
Like Maj now swinging the corner, and Alfier will be able to come away with the kill and hold on to the Vandal at the very end. So a little bit of additional damage dealt, but obviously decent amount of money here in the hands, as well as the Blade Storm available for the side of FUT.
अच्छा वो समझ गया.
Kiwi can have some more success with the Blade Storm. It's been a forgettable map for him so far. But again, every round that you can get here as FUT, so important to get heated up, to get into that haven, to get some confidence flowing. See if you can get that energy behind you, get that Turkish aim really engaged.
Step at a time. 2 rounds consecutively now. Do they find a third for the first time here in this map?
Get out of my way.
Trapwire setup, just looking to really slow down any kind of approach here onto this A site.
Maj is really over here selling that push out, but how they're so good with the rifle.
Just swings on the corner, headshot instantly, right as he's dashing forward, I do believe. Such a shutdown. Might be the play that goes ahead and ends this map at long last for Fnatic. It has that neural theft ready to go as well. Felt the need to commit it yet, but now Spike at least does get planted here. Sight control for the side of FUT. Just need to be able to stave off Fnatic. Sturka's creeping up around the backside. Maj, however, might get the timing. He spotted him. It's the headshot, takes him down. Explosive power there from the Rays to try to break open the site. He's going to be eliminated, but now Chronicle comes up with one. He's just taking out cracks. Backside with the headshot, rush forward, managing to find one. Had a captain holding strong, finds himself a second now. Alfier, the last one standing. 47 health. It's a neural depth.
मैंने भी नया हेडफोन ही लिया. माइक लगा हुआ है उसमें ऑलरेडी. मैंने क्या मतलब उसने खरीद कर दिया मुझे.
It looks a little bit more possible, but he cannot. Gets taken out.
हाँ एक ही राउंड का कमबैक है ना, कितना ही निकाल लेगी. देखिए मैं बता रहा हूँ, फनाटिक ने अभी तक एक भी टाइम आउट नहीं लिया होगा शायद से, जितना मुझे लग रहा है जहाँ से मैंने कंटिन्यू किया. मुझे लग रहा है निकाल लेगी. जहाँ पर फनाटिक ने वो ले लिया ना, टाइम आउट ले लिया, तो बस वो एक राउंड भी निकल जाएगा निकले.
And then Maj just trailing him, just paralleling
एक ही तो राउंड निकालना है, आराम से निकल जाएगा. ले लिया टाइम आउट ले लिया इन लोगों ने. मैंने जैसे ही बोला वैसे ही ले लिया.
Well, a timeout going to be called here, as many unhappy that they have given up 3 rounds in a row. Wants to pump the brakes and say, guys, why haven't we just finished this yet? But it's just been some very good reads here, as well as just great shots.
बस अब निकल जाएगा एक राउंड. वो ऐसा है ना, जितना भी टाइम आउट ये लोग लेते हैं ना, ये मतलब उस टाइम पे स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करते हैं, उसी टाइम पे स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करते हैं.
Oftentimes when Fnatic gets that first blood, that's when the rounds go their way. But FUT able to flip the script up.
ये ना वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट वाला था ना.
Counter maneuvers of their own, some good holds on site, some good sprays from Attic Captain and Mr. Fallen in particular doing a really good job there, setting up their crossfires,
अपार्टमेंट ढूंढ लीजिए पहले, फिर आप
cannot get space easily. So really impressed so far here with FUT. And it's going to be that same toxic screen over towards B. And now they're going to send Maj back over to the other side of the map. As the Viper, sometimes your job is as that pseudo sentinel, controlling the flanks, making sure the long side is clear now. I'm seeing all the flashes from Fnatic over on that A side stacked up right at the corner. Some pings are coming down. They might put some pressure on Maj.
I mean, Paranoia even sent out there as well, yeah. Everything is set over towards Maj. They will send it back. Even Alfier as well. Shut down on the Attic Captain.
अरे मार दे अल्ट. अरे यार मरे ऊपर मार दिया यार.
Dog not getting the stun. The showstopper now going to be thrown forward. Kiwi is already dead. Alfier has dealt with him.
वही ना आपके थोड़ा डिले में चल रहे हैं
Will end up falling. Maj applying some pressure, drawing some attention off onto the flanks. Still demand advantage established here for Fnatic.
Love the rotate here from FUT, but Maj has to be so careful.
यही तो
Chronicles
दिक्कत है
already in
ऑप्टिमाइज ही
place.
नहीं है वैलोरेंट देखिए ना मरा हुआ उसको अजीब सा
Very
दिख
much
रहा होगा ना
continuing to come
उसने
through.
मार दिया
Everybody
होगा
from
ऐसे
Fnatic storming their way over towards A.
अरे यार ले
The
लिया
fault line across. No, Rolling Thunder actually
ले ले
committed
ले ले
there.
अरे निकल जाएगा रे
Just built it up.
ओ भाई निकल गया
Does get taken down by Mr.
निकल गया
Long.
निकल
Swing
गया
onto the corner though. Durka finds him and now it's all
अब
on
फ्लैश ना मारे फ्लैश ना मारे
A 1v2.
बहुत सही निकल गया
3K to try to clutch it out. He's got full util. Catches both, but he doesn't know that they're below. Alphier with
वही है ना वेस्ट करने को शांति नहीं था दोनों एक तरह
timeout. 13-5. They get the win on
हाँ भाई ना वो एक वो जंप इसलिए किया ना उसने पूरे सारे बुलेट वो खा ले बाकी पीछे वाला मार देगा
A 10-2 run there. Just not enough left in the tank here for FUT to really find their footing, excuse the pun, to really get back in this one.
नेक्स्ट मैप क्या है हेवन है
Haven on the horizon for FUT. That is everything. That is the end. That is the beginning of a comeback. They need to be able to get that win on their map pick, elongate the series, take us to 3 if they want to stay in this tournament. Otherwise, Fnatic, it could just be the beginning of a run back. We'll see what happens when we come back.
एवरेज जोनस
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With AimLabs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. So the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With AimLabs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading AimLabs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
Red Bull gives you wings.
नया मैप आने वाला है
Red Bull gives you wings.
हाँ रुकिए वो कौन पे खेल रहा होगा शायद देखता हूँ बुला के एक सेकंड बुलाता हूँ देखता हूँ आता है कि नहीं स्ट्रीम का स्ट्रीम आवाज आ रही है क्या? वैसे आपका स्ट्रीम अटका हुआ है, काला स्क्रीन आ रहा है आपके उसमें। अच्छा हाँ हाँ
Get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also get
And to really get back in this one. Haven on the horizon for FUT. That is everything. That is the end.
with aim.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है? आ रही है, आ रही है। गया उसका। पता नहीं हमारे वाईफाई में कुछ इशू है डिस्कॉर्ड को लेके। स्ट्रीम में आवाज नहीं जा रही क्या हम लोग की? वरना देखते वहीं में। मेरी नहीं जा रही, आपकी शायद से जा रही होगी, मेरी नहीं जा रही। बोलता रहे भाई, मेरे को समझ नहीं आता है। स्ट्रीम देख ले
It's
बे।
going to be as historic as historic could possibly be. Best of luck to you, dude.
खोल रखा
Back to you
मैंने
guys.
ट्विच पे, मैंने खोल रखा।
They're a team that's simply looking to just win, and they did just that in map 1 in dominating fashion, taking out FUT on split. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside with Sideshow, as well as Balla. Let's just jump into this because there were really cool ideas that we were seeing. Even in a game where Fnatic are heavily favored, it's still great to see them implement Balla these really unique ideas. Like round 7 was one that I know you
on here. अबे रुक जा, मैं बिटरेट गिरा देता हूँ बे, तुझे फायदा होगा।
He's actually lurking in their spawn, and it takes so much time to clear this out.
बिटरेट गिरा दूंगा,
can't clear this
बिटरेट गिरा दूंगा ना, तो तेरे से आवाज
They have to be ready to actually hit the B side. So they're all falling back looking at that smoke, and that allows Durka to entry just really perfectly. The other thing though is that Fnatic are just hitting their shot. So despite any creative ideas like this, it's really difficult for FUT to not only deal with that aspect of the game, but then also try to challenge Durka, who's just double satcheling all over the place.
Yeah, the Durka entry is just phenomenal, but actually every player is hitting their shots. And that I think was part of the issue when they played against Loud. You know, I don't know what the reason was. Chronicle had a birthday game that didn't exactly go too well. I think it's very funny that Chronicle's just been incredible from the age of 20 and below. Turns 21, has a birthday game against Loud, doesn't go so well. But now he's immediately back.
Dots, people.
Exactly.
I'm kidding.
21, Los Angeles. But then comes back out in this game with a vengeance, and Chronicle's just been spectacular. The whole team has been spectacular.
I'll not take this slander on my goat.
Well, exactly. It's the most decorated player in Valorant, and he's popping off, and the whole team is popping off. I mean, they're just owning. He's got a KDA of 2.3. They're dominating, and FUT's big win condition is winning a lot of these duels, right? Yeah. When it comes to a bit of a raw fight, or maybe they're even disadvantaged, actually winning the fight against Fnatic. And they're not doing that currently. They've got to do it in maps 2 and 3.
Yeah, you couldn't agree more. It's definitely a bit of a pain point, most definitely for this FUT team to try and be able to squeeze out those rounds. Actually takes us over to our AIM Lab shoot around, because this time we're going to be checking in with Kiwi. And let's talk about how this FUT team gets back into it, because we mentioned it in the pre-show, right? That if there was a way for them to do this, it could come from Haven,
it could come from mine. But the problem is you're already putting yourself back against the wall at such a deficit here, being down 0-1 in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to the gunfights, Kiwi is a guy that a lot of people honestly put as the star on this team. He hasn't been hitting throughout this tournament, but he's not really being given the opportunities to. When you look at a lot of star duelists on your team, a lot of times you have to put them in the right positions. For example, Durka on Fnatic in that game, that's the reason they stopped. It was such a lopsided game. He needs to come alive. They need another spark, whether it's Kiwi, whether it's Cracks, anybody has to come online.
And I'm a little concerned because we're going into Haven where they usually play Cracks on the Gecko, and he plays really far back, throwing his bubbles from miles away, just yeeting stuff into sight, and that doesn't set you up in a position to be able to actually impact things with your rifle very well. And I think that to me is one of the major concerns, because they need things to be working from a rifling point of view.
Yeah, and as we head into the second map, I know you FUT didn't pick Bind, given the fact that they actually beat Fnatic in the regular season on that. And there's questions about it, because now we're going to Haven. Fnatic just played their map big, and it is that Gecko comp. That one is interesting. It's something that Fnatic have to have prep for, not necessarily in terms of like trying to counter, but just knowing, okay, we have to break this. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a really good point, because the way that they lost Bind in the regular season was not being prepared for Krax's KO. Putting those flashes in the backside of Bind A, getting caught off by that, that was one of the big win conditions, or rather loss conditions for Fnatic. And if they're not ready for the Gecko or for whatever weird stuff FUT end up picking out in the Asian Select, then yeah, maybe we're going to see our first deadlock, and it's going to be a game changer, and Fnatic end up bombing out of the tournament. What universe would we end up living in if that happens?
Well, it ain't going to happen here today, but we are going to get LA's favorite son Gecko into the action here as we have FUT Esports rocking the Gecko, Cracks back at that role again. But again, this goes back to exactly what we were talking about. Fnatic, they know what you have to at least be aware that they're going to try and run this side show. But now it's a question of whether or not you can get Cracks in a position to have him have that impact in the server the way that they need in this match.
I don't think they will be able to on the Gecko. I think it's going to come down a little more to Kiwi, because I think he's the player that's going to end up getting supported a lot, put at the tip of the spear with those double initiator players, and he's going to have a tough task going up against Alpha when he starts, when the side split when he's on the attack side.
I think it's super crucial to point out.
देख ले शेष के साथ खेलता हूँ मैं, बता दे ले ओपनली बता दिया मैंने.
Fnatic throw a lot of curveballs in terms of which side of the map they're going for. I mean, at this point, this is the comp that they've been rolling with. The only team that's really running Gecko in
ओपनली उसका नाम ले लिया, फिर हम मोबाइल फेमस कर देंगे उसका नाम.
Globally, they haven't had as much success as you'd like to see going up against Fnatic and thinking that they might have a chance. I don't think there's much of it.
क्या करते हैं समय क्या? क्या बोलते हैं? सिस्टम का है क्या? ले कर दिया.
Well, let's see if FUT can force a map 3 or if it's going to end here. And now let's send it right back over to your casters, Achilleos and Paperthin.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, it's time to go into this map. The selection for FUT and where they need to stage this run back. They need to get this win, extend us over to Bind.
ये देखो, रेसी यहाँ पर, अरे कपड़े अपने पहनने दीजिए यार, मुझे VCT का कपड़ा पहन के आते हैं, मुझे. फनाटिक का कपड़ा पहन के आता हूँ 1 सेकंड लिए.
अरे मैं रिवील करूँ क्या ये लाइकन पता है तुम्हें? ये लाइकन अभी वो फनाटिक मॉड खरीदने वाला.
Some nice lurks from Maj. Can it all come together here on Haven to take us to 3?
And as good as those moments have been for FUT, on the other side of the coin, Fnatic's right back to the kind of Fnatic we've known and loved. Great protocols, great coordination, great decision-making, good mid-rounding, just reading their opponents so well. Fault line here, trying to bait a little bit. Oh, they're just going to get that orb over to Chronicle. Going to take a little bit of damage for his trouble. But again, getting those Rolling Thunders online early is so important.
Just having to burn the paranoia how to dodge.
Official Fnatic का टी-शर्ट. Official Fnatic का टी-शर्ट है.
Some good damage.
आसपास है मतलब एग्जैक्ट भी नहीं है, आसपास है इसका टी-शर्ट.
And that's drawn.
वो भी नया है. देखिए मैंने एकदम प्रेडिक्ट कर लिया था कि वो लोग ऐसी जर्सी पहनेंगे. देखिए उनका जर्सी देखिए और मेरा जर्सी देखिए. मैंने प्रेडिक्ट कर लिया था ऑलरेडी कैसा जर्सी पहनेंगे. अभी इसी 2 महीने में तो उनका जर्सी चेंज हुआ है.
For the team pushing forward, obviously still needs to clear out mid, which is where that spike is being brought up at the moment.
And the turret in mid window isn't set up for this lurk, so he could do some real damage here.
पूरा एक कवर कर लिया हम लोगों ने.
as well as Durka are backing up. They don't have their pistols drawn out, but Kiwi can win the fight. Gets a smattering of damage there on the Durka.
कर क्या रहे हैं लोग?
Spike now going to be
पूरा
planted.
फोन पहुंच गए वो लोग. मारते मारते.
Dizzy dealt with very quickly. Crack's only going to be good for one. Chronicle puts him down. Now
कितने के बाद आप reunite हुए हैं? हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? देख रहे हो?
Just enough pulled back away, and Alfie here on the flank, making his way out of garage. Gets himself a kill. Maj able to find one. Knows that he's on the flank.
Classic है रे. Classic तो ऊपर नीचे जाता है. कोई ना जीत गया. कोई ना.
It's going to be Fnatic winning yet another pistol.
And it's heartbreaking.
अरे देखिए ना घुस गए वो लोग पूरा मारने के लिए फोन तक. देखिए उनका टी-शर्ट देखिए मेरा टी-शर्ट देखिए ठीक है.
Didn't have the gun out, but able to find just enough space to get back behind that wall. And then yeah, Crack's doing what he can with the Dizzy. But already Fnatic on high alert after that first lurk. Going to make sure that there isn't going to be another.
Wow. Triple rifle purchase here for Fnatic as well.
Why not?
If there's ever a time to pull off a thrifty, this would be the one for FUT. It would deal so much damage.
Of course, you got to know Boaster's got that Marshall. Absolutely loves to lock it down, and him and Alpha going to be holding out against this potential push out of A. It's a three-man stack. A couple paranoias. The Dizzy here could lead the way for FUT. I think you could throw that Dizzy up and over potentially as well.
Does he still fault line over here towards A lobby? He's looking to set this one up. There's Mr. Fallen. And turn the sights over towards C, but looks like he will just go ahead and shelve that for now. Push forward, Alfie here making some noise. They haven't had any eyes on this A-long position, so they have to suspect that there's at least one player that's pushed up into this spot. The swing in, Durka, guns down two. Had a Captain Kiwi, just didn't stand a chance, even with that fault line, just not making the contact that was necessary. Very quick kills. And the A site is completely opened up. Mr. Fallen trying to go on a little bit of a flank here. If he could catch Alpha, he's low HP, could recover a weapon, maybe deal a little bit of additional damage, but Leo is wise to it. Catches him on that lurk forward. Hand over on the spike to Chronicle to get that plant. It's going to put him just 2 away now from that first Rolling Thunder. He's building these up ever so quickly. Alfie here spotted, but he spotted Push as well. And well, not having that armor means that he gets taken out. Fnatic starting things off 2-0 in flawless fashion there in the anti-eco.
And this methodical nature here from Fnatic, not only handling this little trap play attempted by FUT very nicely, but you know, funneling these orbs into Chronicle to get these Rolling Thunder so early, trying to really press their advantage here against FUT. On this attacker side, you know, that super crucial ultimate that Chronicle is going to have in that back pocket potentially, and now Fnatic going to spread their side of the map a little bit, continue to kind of track of any push-outs or anything like that. Fault line here, Mr. Fallen has to get out. Position. Leo going to follow up.
अच्छा आपका भी तो स्ट्रीम चल रहा है रुकिए आपका स्ट्रीम बंद कर दिया
So far, I don't think Fnatic is committing to this. This is just information gathering, space gaining.
सिल्वर आ गए अरे वो है ना डबल डिकी हो गया हम लोग का
Seem to be too keen to try
आने
to push
वाला
off
गोल्ड
this.
वापस आने वाला
See what Alpha's going to do. He's going to try to bounce that grenade up to clear the turret.
खेलने छोड़ दिया सिल्वर के बाद आने के बाद मैंने छोड़ ही दिया फिर खेलना
Shock Dart is well committed. Leo
अब वो भी सिल्वर अरे वो भी सिल्वर एक बहुत वाहियात आदमी के चक्कर में आया है ऐसा बंदा जो बीच में छोड़ के चला जाता था वो हमारे क्लैन का भी नहीं था अरे वो हमारे क्लैन का भी नहीं था वो हमें कॉलेज
It is here in garage and they are able to clear this one out. Cracks in the meantime just sat waiting.
अरे है एक बंदा
Dizzy, but everyone's already retreated back out of the garage, so no one's going to get tagged up by this.
That's really good information.
Damn.
Durka waiting for this fault line potentially. Here it comes. Let's see if they can get Kiwi. He's just stuck in the corner, so no real contact, no plays made off of that. Just clearing corners on the other side of the map while they try to push through the B.
Working their way forward. And now the timing strikes, catches Kiwi, tries to go on that flank. He's shut down and they just flushed them out of the site. Leo getting cracks, the one player that was situated at backside B. Captain just stuck here within the smoke, within the nebula. Anticipates Poster playing up close, looking to catch him off guard with the Spectre. Sees the gun barrel, gets the kill. That could be an upgrade, but Mr. Fallen will be able to take him out. But Leo stands strong at the end of it all. Fnatic converting the bonus, now moving up 3-0.
Yeah, it's another bonus on their attacker side, just like we saw in Split. And this is just a great working of the map here by Fnatic, using a
अबे
lot
तुम
of
लोग क्राउड वो
those
क्या करो ना
abilities that you would
मतलब
expect to
इसे
indicate
उसने
an
क्राउड पीक
execute.
दिया देख
Owl drone the fault line on the A
जब वो
side.
स्मोक के बाहर निकला
Really
उसने क्राउड पीक दिया
makes FUT kind of lean into that the pressure might be coming through there. And on the other side of the map, they're just clearing utility initially, right? They're just kind of making it look like they're spreading the map, just trying to eliminate some of the information gathering ability of FUT. They're able to find a really solid B hit. Now Mr. Fallen with a Marshall Gravity Well to make sure that he cannot do any damage from that angle. Really diligent stuff here from Fnatic, reading these positions very nicely. You do have Attic Captain who snuck up into the long C cubby, but with that alarm bot and Boaster there being watched, Fnatic so smart here
right there
throughout the start of this Haven.
Worried that there could be this push coming up through the sewer.
डर के नहीं डक
Eyes trained on lock. That's exactly where Mr. Fallen.
देखिए या फिर डेरेक बोलिए या फिर डर बोलिए डर के ना बोलिए डर के
Damage not found. Aftershock is well dumped just to go ahead and further delay this push coming through. But now answering fault line does get the stun here onto Mr. Fallen. Sends it to the flash, but Durka's around the backside of sight. Crack's going to be able to find one, but Durka cleans up both. The site now very much opened up.
क्योंकि उसने ऑलरेडी कंकस करके रखा था.
Now you've got the alarm bot.
वो देखो ना इतना गंदा कैंप नहीं
from Attic Captain with that stinger. Kiwi.
अरे बात कैंप की में नहीं है. अबे बात कैंप की में नहीं देख तू मुझे एक चीज बता. हम अगर हम लोग खेल रहे थे क्या कर रहे होते वो लोग बाहर निकल के मार देता. ये लोग कंकस हुए हो गए वहीं पे खड़े हुए.
Very tricky here for FUT.
Spotting one.
हम लोग इसमें ओपन पुश होता है.
Landing where they need to. Kill cannot be found. Now Attic Captain even just spawned in the smoke. Knife swings out.
नाइफ कर दिया. उसका अलार्म बॉट को नाइफ कर दिया.
Cleans him up. Leo.
हाँ हो जाता है नाइफ हो जाता है.
Fnatic will now go up 4-0.
अरे वो सब इसमें खेल रहा है यार अपग्रेडेड वाले में खेल रहा है.
So smart, so aware on the map in so many different ways. In the early part of the round, you know, they've got the alarm bot, they've got the position.
वो आयन देखिए आयन वैंडल
does get aggressive out of long C.
अनअपग्रेडेड है वो.
Pick that alarm bot up, put it back in towards sewers, and keep track of those flanks to make sure, to really make sure that no extra damage is done by FUT. Everybody's doing the right job. You know, Boaster watching Heaven from long A. They've got two right around the corner from the A link.
तो अरे देखिए ना ऐसा होता है मतलब एनिमेशन बढ़ती रहती ना इस टाइम पे लोग क्या करते हैं हटा देते हैं सब इनको लगता है एनिमेशन के चक्कर में टाइम वेस्ट होता है मिनिमम वो ऐसा है एनिमेशन थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब करता है ना तो वही वो एनिमेशन हटा देते हैं.
So how do you retake this one? Maj is still 3 away from having that lockdown available. They need to try to find some kind of opening pick.
And Boaster will be coming in late
ये
there
लोग कभी
from the
किसी
spawn.
और की गन से नहीं खेलते हैं.
With that crash, and here comes that rolling thunder to keep him at bay.
देखिए सिर्फ एक पल्टी मारा उसने ओमेन पल्टी मार दिया जाके.
He's flushed out. Mr. Fallen coming away with 2. Attic Captain with 1. Boaster on that lurk. Does find Kiwi, but still more work to be done. Alfier finding another. Bring this back to parity. But cleanup is going to be coming through. And here in the 5th round, FUT will get themselves on the board.
देखिए अटका केजे तो अटका हुआ था अल्फा जेट उसका तो ऑब्वियस ही था और बोस्टर ने जेट को मारा तो ओमेन के लिए भी ऑब्वियस था कि वहीं से पिक देगा. वही ना बोस्टर बहुत पीछे मतलब पीछे क्या उसका टाइमिंग गलत हो गया और फिर ब्लाइंड डलग आया गेको का.
Even though he falls to it, they're able to then react to it that much faster. And FUT able to flood in and finish the job.
वो है मेन आइडियल है अटैकिंग के डिफेंडिंग के टाइम पे वो है बोस्टर है अटैकिंग टाइम में डेरेक है आइडियल.
Also get that rolling thunder out of Chronicle. No 1 for 1 in that regard. Yes, a couple players do die, but with the win, they get themselves enough cash to be able to afford this near full buy.
प्रेशर कम पड़ता है प्लस सबके अलग-अलग अटैकिंग स्ट्रेटजी वो सब अलग-अलग चेंज करते रहते हैं. अभी देखिए इससे क्या होता है बेसिकली इससे बचता है इन लोग का टाइम मैं बता रहा हूँ. इससे टाइम आउट बचा देते हैं अपना. जैसे मान लीजिए बोस्टर के पास अलग प्लान है अलग स्ट्रेटजी है डेरेक के पास अलग स्ट्रेटजी है. अगर ये लोग राउंड हारते भी हैं जैसे अभी बोस्टर की स्ट्रेटजी से खेल रहे हैं ठीक तो हार गए उसके बाद क्या करते हैं फिर डेरेक की स्ट्रेटजी से खेलते हैं. अगर उससे भी काम नहीं बनता है तो एक टाइम आउट लेते हैं उसके बाद तो ऐसे करने से टाइम आउट बचता है इनका. अरे 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 क्या डेरेक ने हम दिया है गलत टाइम पे हम दिया.
creep up, spots one.
निकाल ले जाएगा, कमबैक हो जाएगा, डीमोटिवेट पूरा एक गेम जीतने के बाद डीमोटिवेट ना हो जाएंगी।
Closing the distance just a bit more, down by 2.
Yeah, again, a trap play here that works a treat for FUT. Really nicely done, and cracks 8 and 4 on that Gecko.
One off the thrash again.
भाई देखिए इनका 2 मैप बहुत ज्यादा वो है।
Even if it's not as utility that's necessarily getting it done, the gunplay is so good. Oh, I love that angle from the observers there, showing that double kill from Fnatic's perspective, and even Leo's chuckling a little bit.
इसी कारण से बोलते हैं मैप एडवांटेज इसी कारण से होता है। आप जितना बुरा हार रहे हो आपको एक एडवांटेज मिलता है, ये मैप एडवांटेज होता है।
I like the attempt. I mean, this gets you a lot of space. And
Heaven क्या है? बैलेंस मैप है या क्या है? डिफेंडर साइड है।
I've seen that a couple times where they try to use that grab well right at the edge of that ramp to catch a player of FUT, but so far FUT hasn't fallen for it. You've got a lockdown, you've got a Hunter's Fury available as well.
अरे एंगल तो हर मैप में होता है, पर वही है ना।
And there is that lockdown. They're going to push right onto it. It's not
ये
really
देखिए सारा फाइल लगाने के बाद पीछे भाग गया। अरे क्या किया इसने?
Now going to be let loose. Push up into the side though. Durka going to be good for one. Finds cracks, but then the Captain takes him down.
निकल गया।
Swing back over into his main. Finds Mr. Fall, but Althea looking to break their way into the site. Comes up with a 3K.
अरे हो गया।
Maj the last man standing. And it seemed like this was going to be the setup here for FUT.
वही है, पीछे ही देखता रहेगा। अलार्म बॉट तो टूट चुका है ऑलरेडी।
Way too much for them to deal with.
And they kept Durka's
ना
from doing significant damage. He's only able to get
ओपन प्लान दे रहा है ना, हेल का ओपन प्लान दे रहा है। केजे देखेगा पक्का।
Huge impact kills, but Althea is just too good with his rifle.
प्लस कवर में। हाँ, अब तो देख लेगा, अब तो गारंटीड देख लेगा। ओ भाई ले लो। पता है। ओ निकाल दिया। मौज ने मौज कर दी भाई।
Okay. Well, he saw his Killjoy counterpart getting a big 3K, and Maj says, hold on, it's my turn. And now he's got his lockdown, and now the ult's very much in FUT's favor. I mean, so many ults invested in that round of Kilios. And they couldn't get it.
वो टाइम पे भी क्या खेलता, उसको तो पता ही था ना कि वहाँ पर वो खड़ा है।
Lockdown, yeah, Althea is not, he's already halfway back to it. But still,
पता है यही दिक्कत है इसमें, रिस्क लेना का मतलब है, या फिर अगर वो शॉट में घुसता भी, ठीक मान लीजिए वो अगर सिर्फ उसमें खेलता प्लांट में खेल नहीं सकता था, क्योंकि जो प्लांट हुआ था ना वो पीछे हुआ था, हेल में हुआ था पीछे, तो वहाँ से तो ऑफ एंगल ही पड़ता है। क्रॉस करता ना तो वो रुकता भी ना ऑफ एंगल पे।
Fnatic not liking what they see on the site, want to pivot away from that operator.
And immediately Kiwi's mirroring their movement. He knows, he can sense without that pressure. He's got to get over towards A.
अच्छा उनका भी तो है, हेवन तो उनका ये वैसे भी
to back up at a captain and cracks on site.
जीत गए तो कोई बहुत बड़ा वो नहीं होगा, अगला मैच वैसे भी डिसाइडर ही है।
Right behind the dice. See what Fnatic can get done.
फाइनल कब है? पकड़ लिया उसको। अरे फिर हक दिया यार इस बंदे ने। ले फाइनल पे डैमेज हुआ है, 25 डैमेज है ना। हाँ
Maj threatening the swing out.
25 damage हो गया
for the moment. He needs to win that fight first, you would suspect. Tries to go for the little bait there, tossing out the classic. Swing onto the corner. Trying to isolate, can't quite get it done. Kiwi with a perfect rotation gets himself in pole position, closes out with a 3K and ties us up at 4-4.
No, gun उठा रहा था, gun ही नहीं था।
Where Cracks has been under pressure with Fnatic utility and still able to come up big and get the kill. We saw it earlier against Chronicle with the fault line.
ना कंकस का बात नहीं, वो हिल रहा था, पता नहीं ऐसा का बड़ा अजीब सा है इसका वो बेल हिलता रहता है पूरा, वो अंदर जो फंसता है वैसे घूमता रहता है ना, पता नहीं अजीब सा, उसको करना चाहिए सही।
They were perfectly poised to deal with that.
Derek
with a stellar individual effort from Cracks.
Something for the crowd watching back in Istanbul to cheer for, something to get excited about.
सबसे पहला वो है कहते हैं Chronicle, उसके बगल में डेरिक बैठा है, उसके बगल में बोस्टर है।
Just beautiful floods from FUT in a couple of these rounds. Once on the C site, now over here.
एल्फा नया आया एक्चुअली में अभी पिछले इसमें आया था
utility usage. Now they're getting out dueled a little
लॉक इन पे खेल रहा है ना उससे पहले अभी जो पहला वाला मास्टर जीत रहे थे उससे पहले ही आया था जब इनकी फनाटिक की बैंड बजी पड़ी थी तब से तो चालू किया इसने खेलना टीम पे
Chronicle and Boaster respectively. Couple away from Alpha's second lockdown. So a lot to play for here for Fnatic. I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to work the map a little bit, try to get an extra alt orb into Alpha's hands, see if they can get really close to that lockdown. Because again, you know, FUT doing a good job on that first one, using that aftershock to prevent Fnatic from really
लियो का वही है ना
their contestation of the
वो नहीं है ना छाप नहीं पड़ता अभी
they're able to clear it. So let's see how
ऐसा खेलता है ना
looks like they're not really setting up to get
सही है ना
any extra
बस वही है ना ऐसा
hands off the rip.
कुछ हुआ ही नहीं उसके साथ जब से आया तब से कहीं कुछ उसको मिला है उल्टा सब नफ से नफ मिल रहा है बस मिला ही कहाँ तक उसको
The pop of the smoke. Alpha going to continue to watch these mid doors with that turret.
वही ना अभी भी उसका वैल्यू निकल जाता है ना उस कैरेक्टर का इसलिए कुछ वो कोई दिक्कत है नहीं ऐसा है ना पीक दे दिया ना हाँ देख लिया बहुत आराम से देख लिया अरे इसमें खेल रहा होगा अल्ट्रा वाइड में खेल रहा होगा ना उसको दिख गया होगा अल्ट्रा वाइड में थोड़ा सा ज्यादा इन्फो निकलता है
They're finding that the first point of contact for Fnatic is often not where they're going to end up hitting. Cosmic Divide though.
नहीं देगा
Right across it, set up for B, it looks like. But I think they're going to try to fake this kill for C.
Works just as well for the C side.
घुसेंगे सब C घुसने वाले हैं
Cognizant of that potential pressure out from Garage and Kiwi. Very fortunately does
अगर ये लग गया होता
keep him safe. Say thank you very much to Boaster for that one, but push comes in, C side taken, Boaster.
हाँ सी घुसना था और सी का ही था ना वो सी का था अबे यार अरे अटक गया ना सैम बोस्टर इस चक्कर में तो अटकता है घर आपका हमेशा होता है
Taken down. Kiwi with a headshot finds him. As they go on to marry him. The drones.
ले
taken out. Aftershock forces Durka off the
नहीं
angle.
निकल जाएगा
It needs to come in fast.
अगर ओमन पुश दे दिया ओमन ने पुश दे दिया अरे यार
Kiwi dead. Operator going to be stranded there. Going to try to get
लेट नहीं गया पूरा ही
but
वैसा
it is
था
FUT still coming away with a round win. It was a costly.
सोवा मर गया फर्दी का सोवा बहुत फर्दी हो गया
I love this idea from Fnatic. That Cosmic Divide
डायरेक्ट गलत ही जगह देखा था शायद
cuts off their side of
तो
the
क्या समझ में आ रहा था कि वहाँ
and
पीछे
gives
से कोई
them
आएगा
what looks like only access to the B site. Instead, Boaster sells that fake really nicely, even adding a smoke of his own to the front of B to try to sell that. Then they shift over to C. They get the plant down. They're playing for long post plants. Chronicles got that rolling thunder, and it gets shut down by Kiwi.
Stun. Gravity well here. On to Kiwi. Just
Oh,
up
my.
after
Le.
But Alfier will manage to spam him out. Finds him through the smokes. Now the push coming through.
दो डाला था उसने वहाँ पर
Counter spam.
अब भाई ये पूरा पुश हो गया शायद से जाएंगे लोग अरे चेक तो कर
Alfier still does manage to readjust and somehow also gets the kill onto the enemy Omen.
चेक ही नहीं करता है कैसा होता है ये पिछले दो बार से ऐसा ही कर रहा है
Alfier still standing, yes, low HP, should get taken out here. Somehow Maj not coming away with that one. Gets Leo, and is still standing as well, very much tagged up. So both players remaining here from FUT.
ना लियो नहीं डायरेक्ट खस रहा था आज बहुत
Low HP bars, rolling thunder on the opposite side. That
अभी तो लियो के लिए हक दिया होगा उसने
if they deemed it necessary, but as we can see, the retreat is going to be coming through. FUT have to concede this round and allow for Fnatic to tie it up.
सब खत्म ही
I
करें
love
पे
the
इकोनॉमी
change of
खाएंगे
pace here from Fnatic. They've been really taking their time in the early part of the round, going for trickery, going for rotates, and it's been read well by FUT. So one way you can get ahead of that, just go right at him, and a great execute there, a great combo with the gravity well to take down Kiwi and to open up the A site. A good follow-up off the back of the lockdown here, just barely able to keep it alive.
It's all on the back of Alfier, as we'll see here in the replay. Managed to find this kill. He doesn't find the follow-up here. Then this round absolutely could just have been 11 HP. They could have been FUT stringing together a 6th one. See, Mini, I'm sure deep down inside is probably happy that they got the round.
यार यानो
win.
तुम्हारी रैंक
But the
कहाँ है
fashion
और
in which
कहाँ
it occurred,
अटके पड़े हो कौन सी
initial
रैंक पे?
corner check coming out of Stewart being ignored. I'm sure those are the things that are contributing to his frustrations.
Well, it's been a rough one here in the last 6 rounds for Fnatic, but able to tie it back up. Kiwi this time going to be pushing potentially. There's that rolling thunder.
I mean, it's just basically solo on Mr. Fallen, and he still stands his ground. Finds Durka. Kiwi dashes in the back, Chronicle off guard. Leo able to return fire on the one. The wingman still getting the stun. They know exactly where he's at.
हाँ जानता हूँ देख रहा हूँ मैं भाई.
Spike on the floor.
देखा क्या हुआ?
Being watched. But FUT going to be very happy with
Fast
the situation.
execution कर रहे थे.
The 2-man advantage.
चाहता हूँ कि ये मैच लंबा ना जाए और लंबा जा रहा है पूरी.
Trying to see if they can find somebody.
Fast execution करने के चक्कर में तो गया पूरा.
Poor Leo got the spot on the Mr. Fallen.
Trying for it would have been a hell of a headshot.
I have the spike.
Can't quite get the timing, but the spike
इधर
will be
पोस्टर अगर
recovered.
एक पिक ले लेना तो मजा आ जाएगा. कौन पोस्टर ही बचा है ना?
Just gonna drift away from this side of the map.
Leo बचा है. Booster.
Over towards garage. Likely got close enough to
देखिए
go
बूस्टर ऐसा है ना. हम जानते हैं बूस्टर वहाँ पर देगा ही देगा पे to the.
You go for the B site. Looks like it's going to be the former.
30 seconds.
Tucked away. Back here into the attacker spawn.
क्या?
Once again, have to allow FUT to get themselves up to that lead. 6 rounds going to be locked in for them here in this opening half.
Yeah, and you got to look at the money that Fnatic has. Durka completely spent.
No money.
And Leo not too
बहुत
far
रियानो
behind with
घूम
his
रहे
economy,
हो
so
और बहुत
absolutely
फोटो
need to
खिंचवा
make
रहे
sure
हो घूम घूम
they can
के.
come into this final round with everything, with all their forces online. And FUT at this point just happy to keep their guns over as their economy was getting very precarious as well. So nicely handled here by FUT once again. I mean, even with that rolling thunder, Kiwi able to push enough space up long. He's able to tuck it right behind the door. Get some big kills. That is just nasty. I mean, Alpha's been doing it to them a couple times, so turnabout's fair play.
देखिए डेरेक का वैल्यू मैं बताता हूँ कि ऐसा सीधा सा वैल्यू मैंने आपको बोला ही था बेट पे बेट खेलना है उनको अच्छी बैंड कर दी है सबकी बैंड यही होता है ना फास्ट एग्जीक्यूशन करोगे तो यही होगा ना
Cracks coming up with that headshot. The breach one trick's going to be
इसलिए हमेशा
complaining,
फास्ट
saying that rolling
एग्जीक्यूशन
thunder
करने की
needs to be
जरूरत नहीं
buffed,
रहती है
अरे
etc.
पुश आ गया
etc.
पुश आ गया.
I think Boaster should hear this.
भाई ना पुश दिया वो तो गलत जगह वो इतना पुश दे दिया ना उस बंदे ने ऑडियो दे दिया प्रॉपर उसको बूस्टर को बूस्टर पूरा खेलेगा अपना बूस्टर ने वो दे दिया अपनी गन दे दी उसको
Kiwi how are going to fall. A great opening kill once again here from Alpha.
अरे यार
as well, and it is starting to crumble.
बस वन
अरे साला भाई कौन में आ गई टीम देख रहे हो?
अरे उन्हीं का है ना ये मैप ही तो उनका है पूरा.
Beautiful adjustment in the second half here, as in the second half of the first half here for FUT as they start really
इसको
reading and
कितना याद था ये जो क्या नाम है ब्रीच है FUT का इसको कितना याद था कि बूस्टर ने वहाँ पर जेट को मारा तो मैं वहाँ से पूरा पीक करके रखूंगा उधर.
Unbelievable and
पोस्टर ने जेट को नहीं मारा पोस्टर उधर से आ रहा था
जब जेट
जो गैराज से आ रहा था
तो या फिर उसको पता
ilk nazaran hani
नहीं मुझे लग रहा है ऐसा था उस बूस्टर को उसने मारा ना.
Ama iş ikinci haftaya geldiği zaman hani geri düşmüşlükle birlikte hani aslında çok çekindik. Biz savunma kısmında ikinci map'te birbirimizin tren alamamızdı bu kadar. Çünkü çok fazla tek denediler. Çok fazla bireysel denediler. Bunları
शायद ये लोग वही है.
Yani açıkçası hani savunma kısmında neyin eksik olduğunu saldırı kısmındayken öğrendik. Her takımı aynı şekilde savunma yapamazsınız. Bazen oyun içerisinde o taktiğinizi değiştirmeniz gerekir. Bunu da artık biliyoruz ama eğlenceli maçtı.
इनको Red Bull स्पॉन्सर करती है बाप रे बाप.
लोगों के पास तो रेड बुल फ्री में आता है.
हाँ स्पॉन्सर आता है ना फ्री में तो नहीं मतलब थोड़ा पे करते हैं.
Pevex'i kaybettik ama belki FUT'ın oyuncusu daha yakındır. O yüzden tam bir şey söyleyemiyorum. Hani şu olacağına var. Sosyal medyada geçen bir muhabbet vardı. Hani bir Türk mü yoksa 5 Türk mü daha kuvvetli diye. Hatta bunu bazen kanıtlamışlardı. Hani bir Türk her zaman daha iyidir. 500 takımı bir şey yapamaz diye. Biz aslında bu veya onların yani 5 Türk'ün bir şey yapabileceğini kanıtlamaya geldik. Tabii ki Alpaca'da çok kaliteli bir oyun kendisini çok seviyorum. Ama o gün kim iyiyse o kazanacak. Bakalım.
Ya Sentinel कब खेलेगी यार. पूरा पता है एनए का बर्बाद कर दिया पूरा एनए सर्वर ही बर्बाद हो गया कुछ मिलता ही नहीं जी तो बेकार हो गया भाई ये एनए वाला हाल चल रहा है हमारा भी देखिए एनए में टीम ज्यादा है बस कोई क्वालिफाई नहीं कर सकता इंडिया में एक टीम खेलती है पूरे
And look, think about the opponents that they've faced here so far in the playoffs. You're going to go against Vaporex who pushed them to their limit on Ascent. Yeah, Pro didn't go your way, but now you're pushing Fnatic. Everybody, the team that everybody is looking at here to potentially win this event. Of course, yes, exactly, the 2 tournament favorites. And you're giving them all they can handle on some of these maps.
आपके ऑर्गेनाइज अगर आप जहाँ से खेलते हो ना देखिए जैसे आप इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करते हो तो एटलीस्ट आपको एक इंडियन रखना पड़ेगा दो नहीं एक ही भी रखेंगे चलेगा क्योंकि ऑग है ना ये ऑग में हाँ डायरेक्ट है अच्छा नहीं डायरेक्ट नहीं हाँ हाँ ये क्लाइम कौन कर रहा है जरा अच्छा अरे reload नहीं reload
Let's get a great catch onto him. Swaps out the weapons.
चार बंदे खड़े हैं निकल नहीं देंगे उसको ये डायरेक्ट ऐसा ही है जब हंसता है तो घूमने लग जाता है पूरा बचता है कोशिश करता है एक ही गोली थी इसको शायद से डायरेक्ट नहीं हाँ अरे डायरेक्ट पे शायद एक ही गोली थी शायद
And everybody is swinging for Fnatic in that direction, and Alfier, we know that his aim is to be feared.
I mean, he's 17-7 and 0.
Yes, he's pretty good.
He doesn't share in kills, he takes them for himself.
Well, he just clicks heads. He's not going to give him over to anybody else.
Put some fast pressure down onto him. First shot with the marshal hit from
Boaster. Oh,
Captain as well, taking a bit of damage, but they're just going to move up, clear out some of this util. Now pivot their way over towards the B site. Swarms still situated, need to be cleared, dealt with. Looks like they are out of Captain.
Oh,
no!
No.
He misses the plant in the nano. It wasn't taken out. Majin Kiwi. Mr. Fallen. Nothing else realistically here to be done. Doesn't have that sheriff in hands. Deal a bit of damage, find himself some eliminations, get closer. That rolling thunder, but inevitably he needs to end up falling here in this round. He needs to go down. So,
the patience there from Alfier to wait on that nanoswarm. Not going to bite right off of that Omen TP.
बोस्टर ने अभी तक पीस छोड़ा नहीं देखा ये हाल इनका अभी तक इन्होंने नहीं छोड़ा पीस
towards B, but Leo gonna catch him right as he comes around the corner, and Fnatic is gonna tie it up 7-7.
पे कोई आया नहीं
to do it, to get us tied up and to potentially take the lead if they can get yet another bonus conversion. We saw it in the pre-show. I mean, it was something around 70%.
इतना देखे ना फाइल डाउन के बाद भी उन्होंने फाइट छोड़ा ही नहीं बोस्टर अपना पीक खेले जा रहा था वो
everything there clears out the Tizzy, gets the collide on the 2. Absolutely demonic hold from him. Now, not much more pressure applied to FUT.
अभी बोनस में खेल रहे होंगे हाँ बस
for this squad, how they need
अब ऐसे नहीं खेलना चाहिए फोर्स करना चाहिए
उसको at the start of the second half.
And Fnatic's going to upgrade a couple rifles, Boaster and Durka. Both going to grab some Vandals here to back up those Bulldogs.
No, Marshals.
Some upgraded firepower. Going to clear that turret out. A little bit of damage done.
डायरेक्ट में आगे फोर्स डाउन किया उसने अरे ले हक दिया यार बस पिक ना दे
damage exchange from Kiwi. Applying pressure around the back here as the C site has been opened up. All that KJ util worthless with Alpha on the floor. That captain watches around the back. Durka creeping closer and closer. He's got that. He's good for it. A good reaction. Finds the kill. Spotting 2.
उसको भी पता नहीं था कि इतना वो खेलेगा बाहर आके एकदम
He's already made his exit. He's up on top of Plat, going for this high-low setup.
अरे साला देख रहा है
Poster con, Kiwi working forward into the smoke, looks for the timing, swing, and it's absolutely times to perfection.
ये लिया
cleans them up. And FUT will reestablish the lead in clean
ये लोग मजाक में
fashion.
खेल
The
रहा है,
only
देखना अभी
casualty there.
लट लग जाएगा, ये
They
लोग
stop
मजाक में खेल रहा
Fnatic from
है
doing it again.
Just great post plant setups here for FUT.
अरे भाई ना इन लोगों ने इनको फोर्स डाउन कर लेना चाहिए था, मैं सही बता रहा हूँ। इजीली फोर्स डाउन कर लेना चाहिए था इनको।
It's just so good.
अरे वो केजे का मैच में लेकिन कैसे मार लिया?
Kind of getting that confidence. Their aim really,
मार
really
लिया।
online.
देखें, एक ही बताइए, वो एकदम सामने खड़ा था, एकदम सामने खड़ा था। 2 मीटर की भी दूरी नहीं थी उससे।
गोली की स्पीड कम हो जाती है।
FUT esports. Now
1-2 हेड लग गया होगा और क्या। अब ये ना वो फोर्स डाउन किया नहीं ना, उन लोगों ने हाफ शील्ड में खेला उन लोगों ने प्रॉपर। उन्होंने तो पूरा फोर्स डाउन कर दिया।
पूरा निकलने पेला।
क्रॉनिकल एक ही तरफ खेल रहा है इतनी देर से। बैकडोर खेल रहा है।
Going to be taken down by the final burst. Leo off on this A link flank. Spawning one.
पेला अरे
Mr. Fallen Albion now strikes from the flank.
बहुत
Storming into the site. Spike
Spike
covered.
कोई
Back
ना
up
कोई
here
ना
from Maj. An op shot.
देख लिया उससे देख
Going
लिया।
his way. Not finding it
ठीक
for the
देगा।
drone. Gets the tag. Just how do you even try to escape from here? There's no way out. Leo with a 3K.
उसको ऑफ भी मिल गई डायरेक्ट को शायद से, या उसने खरीदी
And
हुई
it all
पता
starts here with Kiwi getting noticed and it
उठाई
baits
ना।
a shot out from Leo.
मैंने देखा नहीं था उसको ऑफ लेते हुए।
Re-peaks the angle and
अब
it's
क्योंकि
just
मुझे याद है ना,
how
उससे पिछले राउंड ही तो वो खरीदा था वैंडल।
And then they just start falling. Leo, or not Leo, Chronicle I think in the back of the site. Leo there coming in. Getting those other 2 kills from the flank, but I mean, Fnatic's done a great job locking this B site down.
वो भी बिना तो शायद बिना शील्ड के लिया होगा शायद।
Has wanted to put pressure to try to get these plants down.
Shield
They
नहीं
can't.
पाते रहते।
It's nano swarms. It's aftershocks. It's the rifling.
डायरेक्ट ने इस टाइम पे वो इस राउंड में वो नहीं लिया ना, फाइट नहीं लिया, फिर भी उसके 100 वो था ना।
On that site.
FNC brave round. अच्छा पैर।
That's the ugliest foot I've seen. That is too many toes on that
bootleg
foot.
मतलब
There's something wrong with it, but 8 to 8 pressure mounting. Guys wanting to pump the brakes here. Has had a hell of a lot more to get excited about in this map compared to Split, obviously. But they still need to be able to get this win to get to bind, to have that hope. Still has one more time out to play with, but he's hoping that this one is going to do the trick to get them back on track to right the ship.
यार साइकिल कैमरे में जूम क्यों नहीं है? कैसा कैमरा है वो? बेकार सा दो बॉडी का।
The rolling thunder in particular for Mr. Fallen for FUT.
मतलब कैमरा है भी, प्लस उस पे वो भी नहीं है जूम का पिक्चर। तो फिर फायदा ही क्या है फिर वो कैमरा बोलने का उसको?
What FUT is going to do, and right now I'm seeing a lot of them drifting in the A direction. Leo and Boaster going to be on A duty. Already a star coming down though.
सब हाफ शील्ड में खेल रहे हैं,
right at the point of contact outside of A main. Just going to be used to buy a little bit of time. That dart, when you get a little bit of information that there's pressure here, and they're using those mosh pits to clear that long A, just like we saw with Fnatic using the gravity well to clear that spot. Of course, with the agent compositional differences,
वही बोस्टर वाला हालत है
have to use a different piece of music, but still just as effective in some ways.
ये तब निकलेगा जब एग्जीक्यूशन कहीं पर होगा चालू।
Sends out some shots, so presence is noted.
अच्छा
This is one of those rounds where you really wish that Kiwi just had those 2 extra kills to have a blaze online, because then he could push a weapon over to Cracks, because right now he does
डायरेक्ट में तो वहाँ पर ऑफ लगा दिया, फिर आप निकल वहाँ से।
Widely ignored this time around from Fnatic. A little bit of time
ये क्या था?
bought by the nano swarm. Man going to be sent forward. After shock through, can he get it in time? Yes, he can. Does his job. The crowd goes crazy.
We stand little buddy in this house.
अब डायरेक्ट की ऑफ ना जाए तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, ये तो ऑफ भी दे जाएगा।
Plant setup. Time ticking away. Fnatic being quite slow on the approach of this one. The Hunter's Fury goes out the back. A little bit of friendly fire. Xavier says, "Yeah, I'll take it. It's worth it." Smudge.
थोड़ा डैमेज करा था
Somehow readjust and Attic cannot find the kill. Now Leo.
बहुत है ये तो
swing out shot gonna go a little bit wide, but again it's just that sheriff in hand, and somehow some way Fnatic regain the lead. A Prime Gaming flawless. What it looked like FUT
भाई ना
had everything set
मतलब
up.
कोई देख नहीं रहा था क्या करा दिया, क्या सिस्टम था?
It's a great kill there. And then it's Chronicle setting up Leo in the front of the site.
Fnatic पे जीती मैं वो नहीं देख रहा, मैं देख रहा गराज को नहीं देख रहा था क्या? जब वो आफ्टर प्लान के टाइम पे
finding that opening pick on Nvme. That's a lot of that really crucial post-plant utility eliminated. Great recognition here of the positioning from FUT and Gaius. Yeah,
I mean, it's a brutal one.
He knows it. Yeah.
मैग्मा चला गया।
हाँ कब चला
Not
गया
getting that pick onto Durka as he swings out of the garage. That could be something that is haunting out of Captain later tonight if they can't move forward and close out
दो
this
लोग
map.
पास कर गए
They're
ऑलरेडी
already passed. They've already got
दो लोग
3
अभी भी
players
अटके हुए हैं ये सोचे
on
कि
the
वहाँ
other
वो
side
लगी
of
हुई है
Durka here.
अरे
It's deep
भाई
positioning for Chronicle
क्या
and Leo.
गंदा वो हो
On the
गया
other side
है
of that site.
अरे 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 अरे
Wide retake and Mr. Fallen finds the kill. I was going to say it's Chronicle and Leo that are waiting from the site.
कुछ
It's
हुआ
still very
वो
much
ऊपर से चढ़ गया
gonna be
वहाँ
a pain in
पर
the rear. So Rolling Thunder's going to crash across. Knocked out to try to get a bit of chip damage and chip does
अरे मर तो गया ना वो तो स्टिंगर थी वो तो मार ही देगी
and Leo sets himself up perfectly to be able to find that punish. Interrupts the plant. Buys some more time for the rotations to come through. Brings us back into a 4v4.
अरे यार कुछ हुआ वहाँ पर वो उठ कैसे गया वहाँ से
Really cover this post plan. Here's those blades you were looking for, Achilles.
नहीं वो थोड़ा सा ऊपर हो गया थोड़ा सा उसी टाइम पे वो उसने शूट किया जैसे फिर तो वो कुछ नॉटिंग हुआ देखिए अभी दिखाया नहीं वो लोग रिप्ले उसका
Sent. Jumps it out.
अरे दे दिया
That suppression. What? Brings his power to punch 2 quick kills off the blades. Gets the reset.
ये मार भी नहीं पाएगा ये केजे मार भी नहीं पाएगा इसको लग रहा है ओपनिंग नहीं
That's going to be
आती
the call. Can they get the catch? They're looking for it. They're ready for it. First couple knives not going to get the hits.
nice
Cracks will end up going down as well.
बहुत से निकल गया अच्छा राउंड था
More than happy to give his life for the
उनको ऑफ
cause, but
मिली
he's
बस
also very
अबे
happy to take that
यार
one away from Leo. Funk comes up with another kill. It's going to be Maj. Left standing. Operator carried over. MasterCard Thrifty is put. Tie us up at 9-9.
और देख रहा है ऑफ चेक कर रहा है ऑफ
Great
चेक
round here from FUT. I don't know. That is one of the shakiest moments I've
इसको
seen
लगा ना
from Durka
जेट
with an
कैसे
operator
जेट ने
in
लिया
a
वो
long time. Just slow to react there to that high positioning of Maj, and then kind of starts moving, so the aim even gets thrown off.
अरे इसका रिप्ले दिखाया नहीं उसका वो थोड़ा उछल गया ऊपर वो थोड़ा ऊपर हो गया था
Put that, see if you can put that to good use. Big investment now for FUT. Still some economy left for Fnatic.
वो थोड़ा ऊपर होके फिर उसने मारा उसने शॉट
Potentially for
वो भी ऊपर आने में वो भी मिस हो गया मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आया वो करके तो रखा था उसने फिर ऊपर चली गई उसकी बुलेट
really leapfrog
बहुत
that
गलत
Gecko
होता है
utility.
मैं आपको एक वीडियो भेजूंगा उसमें CSGO का एक सिंपल करके वो मतलब 10 है CSGO का 10 है वो भी
Yes, but they get that Thrifty. It's monstrous.
उसके साथ भी सेम हुआ था उनके यहाँ पर जो शेरिफ होता है ना वो ऐसा है उसका पहला शॉट कुछ ज्यादा ही इनएक्टिवेट होता है
पोस्टर फेल दिया भाई स्पैम के थ्रू
Leo on the opposite side does get knocked down towards 19 HP.
Love the attempt with the
देखेगा
wingman
बहुत
there to clear that
और सोचिए
corner.
वो सिर्फ एक शॉट के चक्कर में वो लोग फाइनल्स आ गए ऐसा सिस्टम था उनका
Great job
सिर्फ एक
covering
शॉट
his
के चक्कर में
teammate. Now looking again towards this B site, but
उस
if
बंदे ने
Chronicle
इतना मतलब
can keep
अच्छे
this
से
rolling
एम करके
thunder in
रखा था
hand,
उस पे
this is, I think, is going to be really
रोका हुआ था
challenging
वो
for
ऐसा
FUT.
था उसको ट्रिगर डिस्प्ले फ्रेम कर रहा था वो फिर भी नहीं मार पाया वो उसको
Maj was trying to get in front of it, but still gets dazed up. Ends up falling down. Captain in the backside. Boaster completely not aware of this position.
ऑफ निकाल ले लोग ऑफ मिल गया
It's going to be the TP out, dodging on the aftershock.
क्या मार रहा है वो
situated over at C long. Shock here.
सारी यूटिल डाल दे रहा है वो निकल अरे बहुत है दो ले लिए उसने स्मोक से एक और ले लिया
हमारा बदला ले लिया ओमेन को मार के बदला ले लिया
ऑफ मिलेगी नहीं उनको मेन मकसद तो ऑफ
मारा भाई ओमेन को
He was one away from having the lockdown, but he wasn't satisfied with just one kill. He wanted 3 of them, and by God, he got them.
ओमेन गजब खेला लेकिन मार के तुरंत टीपी मार लिया
हाँ रैंडम टीपी मार लिया ना यही गलती कर दी उसने रैंडम टीपी मार लिया उसने वो टीलॉन्ग मार लिया उसने डायरेक्ट
But better reactions from Fnatic.
अल्फाजेर भी निकाला था
hot on their heels.
निकाला था लॉकिंग में एक ऐसा मोमेंट निकाला था 1v2 क्लच अगर वो नहीं निकालता ना
very shaky
तो
position.
अल्फाजेर ही नहीं निकाला है अल्फाजेर ने ब्रीच और ओमेन को निकाला ना
and 3 classics
की बात करा जहां 11
of course full rifles, a couple big ults as well.
वो नहीं निकालता तो
needed for Fnatic and still working this long C orb.
बहुत मेन इंपॉर्टेंट
Cracks to try to get those thrashes back online. Maj one away from a lockdown potentially with this hero rifle.
पता है सर बताऊं गराज खेलने का ऐसा मतलब होता है ये देखिए कैसे खेलते हैं वो
Try to see if they could sneak into some space, but it's being watched by Leo.
मैं यही चाहता हूँ ऐसा खेले कोई गराज ऐसा कोई खेलना नहीं चाहता है पीछे से खेलो एकदम गराज मतलब घुसो भी ना वहाँ विंडो में ना खड़े रहो जैसे बोस्टर जो है वहाँ पर खेलता है जो एलिवेटर टाइप बना हुआ है ना वहाँ पर अरे ले लिया एक गोली पे ले लिया
उसने
अरे जीत जाएगी यार अरे आराम से जीत
बुरा लग रहा है उसको बेचारा पीट रहा है
at the treasure trove
अपने
of
एडवांटेज
ultimates
मैच
that
में
they
वो
have.
लोग हार रहे हैं ये सोचिए ना
Just a
Fnatic
really clean
बदला
round there.
advantage
And so nice to have a
अरे
clean
ऊपर
round in
दिखे
that
ना
situation
उन्हीं का मैच
with
है
those
ये
ults being able to be kept in your back
अच्छा वो
pocket.
pick
Swing into this, and
होना,
Alpha has
हाँ, हाँ.
25 kills, 25, 9, and 0.
And still 0 assists.
Hey, man.
He just
He is kind of
always finishes the job.
He is
Derek
kind of the
is
like
zero
anti-Killjoy in some ways. Like usually as Killjoy, you're getting a lot of, you know, a little bit of extra damage here and there with your nanos, with your turret, with your alarm bot to get those assists. But he's just too clean. He's just so clean with those headshots.
time out है FUT का.
Again, the best rifler in the world. Period. End of story in my book. And he, that score
अच्छा हाँ
shows
पहला
you
वो
why.
हुआ था
He doesn't
7-7
need
में हुआ
anybody to
था
help him. It's not like he starts a kill and doesn't finish it. He finishes it.
Yeah. The Baba Yaga of the
करेगा
Valorant
क्या
world, the John Wick that
Fnatic की
everyone
strategy change
needs to
करेगी
fear.
अपनी
So you just do not get away from this guy. FUT.
तेरा लैपटॉप आया सर्विस सेंटर वाला आया क्लीन व्लिंग सब करके चला गया सब करवा लिया मैं
to be able to get this run back to
वो
stop it from
सर्विस
even going to
पेस्ट किया उसने
overtime.
हाँ
Yes, it
थर्मल
would be
पेस्ट भी
4
लगाया
consecutive round wins, but they've already shown at the beginning of this map they're capable of stringing things together. But the momentum has been so broken up in this second half. Only 2 rounds so far on the attacking side. A lockdown to work with. Damn near full buys, 2 players working with those half armors.
पर अब मुझे ऐसा फील लगा Fnatic की वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गई सच बता रहा
And it's gotta be here
अबे
for FUT because their next buy is going to be
हिस्टोरिकल
stuffed
बन
if
गया
they
ना
lose this
11-3
round.
वाला कमबैक
Their
लॉक
economy's in shambles.
लाउड इतनी अच्छी टीम है लाउड इतनी
Dodge around
कह रहा
the
लाउड
star,
इतनी अच्छी
Boaster
टीम है
once
उनसे
again
2 राउंड नहीं
clearing out
निकला
this turret of Maj,
कहाँ
trying to put some
सुन
pressure
रहा
on.
कहाँ पे तेरा
Really
Fnatic
taking a lot
3
of
था
space here
उसका
with
स्कोर
Fnatic. This is
3
where they
था
found
और कहाँ
some
पे उसका
success against
11 था सोचो लाउड का और वो 2 राउंड नहीं निकाल पाया 11-3 से वो लोग जीत गया Fnatic लोग
Alpha here just looking to force them
वो भी
away
है
from the A side.
प्लस उसके साथ ऐसा है ना Fnatic यात्री पहले कितनी मैचेस जीती थी घंटा कुछ नहीं जीती थी
उसको मारेगा खतरनाक मारेगा
वो अपना वो चालू कर देगा अरे डैमेज खा रहा है
Whittled down towards 8 HP though. Guessing Aftershock to try to shove them
पड़ा
back, but Adcap stunned
बहुत पर मरेगा शायद
falling.
नहीं
Alpha
बच
as
गया
well though, dead on the site. Singular kill found, damage
HP
dealt.
है।
The man band still there for the side of Fnatic, pushing forward.
3v3
Clear out the
है
rest of long the updraft.
इनको मिल
Spots
गया
one.
इनको
Sees cracks. Fault line goes through.
ये है ना 240 में खेलते हैं वो लोग
Swing up cracks. Holding
अबे
the
यार
ground,
ये तो हद
takes out
साइड
Durka.
चला जा रहा है
Answering back. Finds that elimination.
ये उधर से आ रहा
Falling,
है
needing to win the fight against Boaster. He's just
बोस्टर
got 8
निकाल लेगा
HP.
क्या
Gets the timing though.
अरे ले लिया बस अब निकल जाएगा अब तो इजी है अरे अब तो easy है
लियो उधर से आ रहा
Get the defuse and Fnatic will get themselves up to match
उसने
point.
एटक में अपना वैल्यू निकाल लिया ना
Absolutely beautiful timing on that lockdown from Alfie.
तो मारने को जरा उसको शॉट डांटते
But in such an awkward spot where they cannot go to clear that lockdown
तो गया
fast
मारा
enough
लेकिन केजे
because
को
he gets that one kill, it buys enough time. Then they
अब
all
गया
get
क्यों
stuck
वहाँ
in
तो
the
अगर
one
अटैक
corner.
का भी ना उसके साथ स्कैम हो गया
Fully aware of that
बहुत
positioning,
गंदा
fully
टाइमिंग
aware of the timing
बहुत
they
गंदा
had.
टाइमिंग हो गया
कैसे
वो
कैसे नहीं
Clear
मारा
that other corner.
वो बेचारा जैसे उसने पुश दिया उसी टाइम पे Fnatic ने चूज किया
just
ए
come
साइड
from
जाने
so
का
many different angles.
कनकस्ट कर दिया
And Minnie,
भाई
I
पूरा
don't
घुस
think
गया
you'd be
उसके
too
ऊपर
upset about
एकदम
that round. I think that went pretty well for
अब ये
your
लोग पुश
team.
करेंगे शायद
But really, just again, that
टाइमिंग
all
हो
comes
गया
down
पूरा
to that
केजे
individual
का और
decision making from
ओडन निकाल
Alfie.
ली
It's Odin time.
ले
Third in time बोल भी रहा है
They missed him.
It doesn't check Alpha here.
ले ले
This might just break them on some cracks.
ले लिया अरे ले लिया
Perfectly placed by Chronicle.
अरे ले लिया आराम से
While he was using the ultimate.
ये ले
गया
अरे बहुत
Swings out, gets Maj, gets
अरे
Kiwi.
बहुत सही
Chronicle absolutely dominant.
गया
अरे की
भाई
बचा है
All of a sudden it's just
वो भी सी लॉन्ग में सबको पता है जीत जाएगा
अरे
put him down. Fnatic. They
ये
get
कितना
the
खुश हो रहा
job
पगला
done.
भाई
They
है
begin the run.
अरे कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़ा सपोर्टर है कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़ा सपोर्टर
वही
है
ना कितना खुश हो रहा है ये
Fnatic looking back into form here. Especially on
देखो उनकी जर्सी देखिए और मेरी जर्सी देखिए
masterclass on that map. When we
एकदम
go
सेम
over to Haven, where FUT
ये लोग भी अच्छा खेले यार FUT ने भी अच्छा
they
खेला
really threw everything they had at Fnatic, and Fnatic had to dig deep at times to find a response.
It's dinner time
And you gotta
guys
give so much credit here
well
to
played
FUT. You
both
got to
teams
love what they showed us here at this event.
Fnatic
Absolutely, everybody give them a round
डिनर
of
कर चुके हैं इन
applause.
लोग को ऑलरेडी
It's
डिनर
been an
करवा चुके
absolute
हैं
pleasure to have them here on this stage.
okay it's coffee time
Unfortunately, here for a good time, not a long time, but it has been fun watching these
खत्म
guys on their run
बाहर हो
making
गई
it into the top 8.
बाहर हो गई
अरे नॉकआउट था ना एक बार खत्म।
तो लाउड वर्सेस ये हुआ था तो ये क्यों नहीं बाहर हुआ साला? ये इसको हराया तो लाउड ने।
अरे उस टाइम पे नॉकआउट नहीं था ना, अब नॉकआउट चालू हो गया ना।
अच्छा तब ये लोअर ब्रैकेट में क्या पर में है ये लोग?
अब खत्म ही होने वाला है बस। ईडीजी गेमिंग वर्सेस बिली गेमिंग है, कैसे ईडीजी जीतेगी? ईडीजी का बता रहा हूँ,
अपना जी किधर है
क्या? अरे जी तो थी नहीं, जी तो चैंपियंस तक आई नहीं।
कितना मस्ती कर रहा है भाई, एक झाप लगा दिया अपना कोच को।
Give the man his trophy back. Okay, all right. We're good now. It's all okay.
ये लोग मुझे लगता है अच्छा बॉन्डिंग है ना कोच में।
I think we're used to knowing and loving.
टीम नहीं होता ना, देखिए सेंटिनल इसलिए बेकार हो गई क्योंकि सेंटिनल में इतने बार इन्होंने प्लेयर चेंज किए, इतने बार पेनल्टी
प्लेयर चेंज करने से कोऑर्डिनेशन खराब हो जाता है।
बहुत खराब होता है। चाहे जितना अच्छा, चाहे जितना वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट प्लेयर भी उठा लो, कोऑर्डिनेशन जाएगी।
केंच और जो वो था ना सदाम, कितना अच्छा था वो लोग।
सदाम और सिक तो ऐसा है ना, सिक तो अपना मेंटल इश्यू के चक्कर में उसको बाहर निकाला गया, वो पगलाने लग गया था धीरे धीरे। और सदाम का ये था कि सदाम पैसे के लिए पागल होना चालू कर दिया था।
अबे तो कोचिंग तो अच्छा करता था ना वो।
अरे तो वही है ना, देखिए एक तो क्लैन से इतना ज्यादा मांगने लग गया था, ठीक, प्लस उसके साथ वो करता था, कहते हैं जितने भी वैलोरेंट का था ना टूर्नामेंट होते थे, उनको बोला था कि बहुत कम आपने प्राइस पूल रखा, जबकि 2-3 मिलियन कम थोड़ी ना होता है। तो सिर्फ $2 मिलियन कम तो नहीं होता है शायद।
They actually really got tested in this. Even the pistols and the bonuses that they were winning didn't look as solid, and I think that's credit to FUT. You know, they got a really rough draw, as Helios was saying. Paper X into Fnatic is about as brutal as it can possibly get for a team, and they did what they should have hoped to achieve at this tournament. They got out of groups, made top 8, and have become the best Turkish team.